What's he doing with all the water?
He's probably just standing there like this, just splashing it everywhere. He had.
Is Eric?
We're here.
Wednesday.
Charlie Sheening first. You are first.
Winning.
Hello, people.
Hello. Hi, Shelly.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I went through the day thinking it's Tuesday, even though we have tomorrow off, and so I know it's Thursday tomorrow. I still thought it was Tuesday, and
This is how things go.
it was just the day.
You had a hiccup. It's not it's the hump day, but it was like an eternal
Yeah.
get up the hill day. What's
Yeah.
that called? I don't know.
A sad day. Sad long
A
day.
sad day, but actually even better day because you're like, I'm off tomorrow.
I'm off tomorrow. We're gonna
winning.
probably book our trip.
Woo!
Woo!
That's exciting.
It is so
That's
exciting. So exciting. Because like then the two biggest things are booked, like the wedding portion and like the trip portion, because the trip portion could technically sell out, and then what the fuck do we do then?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cry? Probably. Cry a lot.
Lots of crying.
Constantly crying nonstop.
Too funny.
So how is your Tuesday? No, Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday. My Tuesday. Yesterday was great. I mean,
Yeah, that was good.
I spent a lot of my days, half of my days home, like with kids and stuff. So typically pretty chill. And I don't have a huge check-in that I can think of. I yelled at my neighbor, though. I guess that's a new update.
Yes.
I don't know if I told podcast this or not.
No.
But update from the 1950s event. She approached me from her deck, and I was watering my garden. And she proceeded to ask me if Kona, which is my husband, if anyone who doesn't know, was strong enough to help her with a ladder, to help her with her smoke alarm, because her smoke alarm was beeping and it was stressing her out. And she has both of our phone numbers, so I just recommended to her that she give him a text or phone call because he wasn't home yet. He was still at work, right? And I'm sure at that point, I think it was like 4:45, 5, right around a time like he's getting off and then driving home or stopping by the store on his way home. So he would have gotten the message and whatever. And we all know, like when you get off work, you kind of just want to decompress for a minute. Like,
yeah. Don't want to talk to anyone.
Like anyone too much, particularly. Not everyone's that way. Sorry, mosquitoes coming in here.
Mosquitoes.
Okay, fuck that. By the way, mosquito bites on your elbows and or kneecaps fucking suck. Say.
Yes.
So, anyways, casual. Asked her to I told her that I would ask him too, like if he would help her. So he gets home. And I hear this, and me and the kids are greeting him in the front yard, and I hear this banging on her kitchen window, and I don't acknowledge it because I know that she's trying to get our attention. I just kind of ignored it, which might have been rude, and this is, I guess, a personal, am I the asshole? Okay.
No.
Let's just wriggle that right into there. And ignored it, and she opens her window and says, "Is this a good time to call?"
Fuck.
I'm still like, anyways, so Kona is like sitting there like holding children and, grocery bag and coming home and just been at work all day. And he's looking at me like, what?
Why is she calling?
What's going on? And I go, she's trying to like get you to help her with something that I haven't had a chance to talk to you about because you were like,
you just got home.
Work day and you're just getting home, and then she proceeds to ask again, and I say to her like, no, this isn't a good time, and I was kind of loud about it, and she was like, oh, I wasn't sure if you could hear me, and I just kind of bursted and was like, like, well, like I can't even remember what I said, but I like definitely yelled and like was kind of like
you swore at her.
Yeah, what did I say? Like, I don't fucking know, or
Maybe sauce.
give us a fucking minute to like get home or something like that. I definitely probably said something not very nice like that, which,
Probably. It
I
happens.
am like, I'm gonna say this, like, this is a great quote I've heard lately. I'm 9 out of 10 a lot of the time. There's that 1% chance that, or whatever, 10% chance you're gonna, I don't care, like I said, math, right?
Math. Math is
10%,
hard.
whatever that percentage chance, like, there's gonna be a moment where I might, not be cool anymore. And like, we had already talked about it from my little ground level garden to her, like, deck. Like, we
Her
had already
tower.
talked about it. We had communicated.
Yeah.
And to like bang on a kitchen door, anyways, window to like get our attention from her second story, looking down. Yeah, you can imagine it's like a castle. Exactly. I feel like a fish in a fishbowl a lot of the time living here sometimes. But
Yeah.
like,
I bet.
it's a cool space. But beyond that, it all ended up kind of working out. I did text her and apologize because I'm not ready to talk to her in person too much because I'm kind of over it. Honestly, I'm over like receiving things from her. Even I don't know. I'm. And the thing that was frustrating, like we have no problem helping a neighbor, but I think when
There's better ways to do it.
especially when there's a lot of ways to communicate, like, oh, you've looked out your kitchen window and you've acknowledged that they're home.
Yeah.
Like,
Give
let
them
it
like
go.
15
So
minutes or 20
that's my
minutes.
big, yeah. Just a few minutes. Let him take a shit when he gets home. Like
That's most of the time the biggest
like
thing that
that's
I
the
have to
biggest
do when I
thing.
get home.
Thank you. Like that was one of me and Kona's biggest points. But like we're not gonna tell her that. Like I might eventually, but like,
It might
give us a
escalate.
minute to like poop and just chill and like greet the family. And I did mention through a text to her, I did say, like, look, I'm sorry for like getting upset, but I have to say, you didn't give us any time to greet each other. You didn't give me a chance to ask him for you, like you had asked me to.
Yeah,
You didn't give
seriously.
me a chance to do like anything. And you just like were banging on your kitchen window and then yelling at us through your kitchen window. I just
Yeah.
think that's not cool.
That's rude.
So I'm like, we're always willing to help, but like within reason. And I feel like everyone should have a boundary like that.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
mind. So that's my serious week check in because homegirl pisses me off, obviously. Anyways, Shelly, you've got a lot more fun stuff to talk about this week. Let's get you rolling because you got some good stories.
I got two good stories. So one happened last night and one happened today. So last night, Jordan goes down for a smoke like he does. It's normal. Whatever. And I stay up here because I'm not gonna go up and down because he wants to smoke. So I'm just sitting
that's
here
fair.
chilling, and then Jordan sends me a text going, "You got to come down here right now." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And my first, like, it's always like, it's either something awesome is happening and I'm gonna miss it because it takes too long to get downstairs, or like shit's going down, and he wants me to see it.
You gotta come check this out right now.
Yeah,
That's fair.
because you never know what's gonna happen.
You need to go with haste.
You never, like, if he texts that, you know that something's happening.
Yeah.
So I run downstairs, and then I go outside, and I'm like, there's nothing happening. Like, what the hell? And then he tells me that he originally saw this lady who's not dressed the most savory. The best we can explain it, she looks like a hooker. But not a full-on, like, trashy hooker that's been doing it for like a long time, like, but like she has like these like floral see-through pants on with like booty shorts like on underneath, like little hooker heels. And yeah, so he saw her taking pictures of our intercom system with people's names on it. It doesn't say what suite they're in, because every suite has like a random code, which I'm now grateful for. At first, I'm like, oh, this is a bit excessive and annoying, but no, I'm happy that it doesn't have actual suite numbers on it now. And yeah, he saw her taking pictures, and he like questioned her about it, going, what you doing? And she asked him if what she's doing is illegal. And then Jordan's like, I don't really know if it is or not, but it's still weird. And she's like, yeah,
suspicious.
I guess it's weird. So then he pressured her, and then he took out her trash, came back, and she was inside instead of outside. So chances are someone either came in or left, and she like followed in because no one watches the door closed because they're a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah. No one's
And
paying
then,
attention.
so
It stresses me out.
he questions her of like what she's doing, and then apparently, like, I might be telling this wrong because I wasn't personally there, but the gist of it is that she was at a friend's house, like friend's apartment. She couldn't name the friend. She named off like 3 names. Jordan actually went to look up their names. They don't exist here. She could not tell him what floor she's on, like she was on. So, first of all, she's visiting friends that she doesn't know who they are, and she doesn't know what floor they're on. So, immediately there's no friends here. She's lying.
Like you don't have, like you clearly have other motives.
Yeah. We don't fully know. So then and then she turns around and says that she's supposed to meet her friends in the parkade. And Jordan's like, well, if you go out for a smoke, which was her plan, you can't get back in to get to the parkade. And then right. I think she goes straight to the parkade from there, or she goes outside and follows the car, and I'm not entirely sure. But then this is when I come downstairs going, what's going on?
What's happening?
And then so we go to the parkade. She's standing at our gate, like our parkade gate, which has like a door kind of. So I'm standing there looking at her. She's looking at us, and she's on the phone with her friend. She asked for a phone charger, which we don't have a phone charger, and no, because her phone's dead. This is important. It's dead. Okay. But we find her in the parkade on the phone with the friend, supposedly that lives here. And so we stand there until she physically gets out, because I'm not losing sight of this bitch. No way.
Exactly. Like,
So then
I don't want you in my apartment building.
Hell no. So then we go to our main lobby, and she's sitting. There's a bench kind of like outside of our doors, like the intercom's on one side, and then the bench is on the other side with a clear sign that says no smoking. She's sitting there smoking. Whatever. I'm gonna let it go because I don't know what's up here.
I just roll my eyes.
It's not worth it. And she's sitting there smoking on the phone. And then, so I'm sitting on our chairs. She's out there smoking. So, like, she sees us. Like, she actually looked once and, like, waved to me. So I waved back. And then we're like, hey, let's go to our office and turn on our cameras. So then she can think that we maybe left, and maybe she'll try and come like in again. Then at this point, Jordan's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just call the cops, because we can't go home now. We can't go home now.
Yeah, you have to sit there and wait.
Yeah,
you might as well call the police. That's a good. I think that's a good call, personally.
And like, we originally tried to call the non-emergency line, but they were closed, which is strange to me.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And then so the cops.
Wasn't that late? It
was
like 9.
I know.
Nothing.
I know, exactly. So then we're sitting there.
Close? Sorry, at like 5? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I didn't Google it. maybe Jordan knows, but I don't know.
My bad. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So then we sat in there for like a while. Closed at 8.
Okay.
At 8.
Silly.
That's ridiculous. Like, crime happens after 8. That's like the peak crime, I feel.
Yeah.
After 8.
Like when it starts getting dark. You know?
Yeah.
It's still twilight when you still can see a little.
Yeah, and then we were watching her on the cameras because we're just having fun. And then I just see her, like, pull out a bigger... Like, she has a small bag, and we don't know where this big bag came from. We don't think... we don't know. She pulled out this big bag and then, like, was pulling out clothes and stuff from this big bag and moving it to her smaller bag and folding them. And I'm like, this camera's like blurry. I can't really see what she's doing. So I'm like, fuck, I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit in the lobby and watch her do whatever the fuck she's doing. And this whole time she's on her dead phone talking to somebody. Yeah. And then she takes off one shoe, and then she's sitting there with just one shoe on. And then she keeps, like, walking up and down, like, the entryway, like, kind of sidewalk. It's just weird. And then there was one point when she took off both shoes. And then she walked up, and it looked like she was taking a picture of our street sign. And I'm like, whatever. But I don't care. And then she turned the other way, and I could see on her phone that she's on, like, a filming setting. Like, it's not a picture setting.
Right.
And then she turns to face me, and she puts her phone like this. Like, I'm just resting it on my face. But the camera's pointing at me. And I'm like, bitch, are you secretly filming me? Like, I really don't care, like, what you're gonna do about it. Like, what you gonna do, lady? You gonna post it online and say that this bitch is watching me because I don't live here and I look like a prostitute? Like, seriously, bring it on. Anyways, the cops finally show up. And it, like, originally it's one car that pulled up. And this, like, little tiny girl, like, she's just a little petite thing, comes walking out. And we're like, cool, sure, funny that they bring her in, and she's standing there talking. And then all of a sudden, like, these two dudes come walking around them on the corner, and they're talking, and we're standing there going, eventually they're gonna want to talk to us. They're getting her story.
Yeah.
And then one of the cops comes in and gets him, like, Jordan's side of the story, where she's fessed up to all of this. She doesn't know who her friends are. She doesn't know what suite she's in, like, she was in, what floor she's on. And then she added on, like, this extra story of, like, the next door neighbor. She thought she heard, like, some, like, shouting and, like, abuse, and she called the cops. But okay, whatever. Yeah, it's really weird. And then Jordan tells his side, and then the cop's like, yeah, this is what she's saying too, and we don't know why she's here. And then they go and talk to her some more, and then they tell us that they're getting her a cab and getting her out of here, and if we see her again, call the cops again, essentially.
Wow.
But she left, when she left, she kind of, like, left a couple of things, like, on our bench, like, just some garbage and shit. And there's a letter from, I'm assuming, her landlord. So now we know her name and where she lives. And this notice was about, she installed a lock on her suite, which you're not allowed to do. And it was warning her to like, take it down. But where she lives is, like, a really rough neighborhood and pretty far from us. Like, she would have had to, like, gone on a long, like, train ride to get to us.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I hope she's okay. Like, obviously, I'm glad the cops got her a cab. Mm-hmm. And I hope they paid for it.
Oh, yeah.
She couldn't.
Yeah.
Obviously. I just hope that she got home safe, basically. Yeah.
Or she got wherever she wanted to go safely, at least.
Exactly. And I just hope nothing... Because I'm one of those weirdos who definitely listen to a lot of true crime documentaries and like, podcasts and stuff. I don't know, kind of find it fascinating. So that just sounds like one of those kind of scenarios where you hope that person got home okay. You know what I mean? They don't pay for your cab in this country.
What? I thought that they would, because they're sending her off. I don't know.
Kona and I were like, wow, that's, like, really nice of them to call a cab. Like, I don't know if the cops here would, at least not where we live.
I just assumed that they paid for it.
Take you to jail for a DUI or something, and then just deal with you in jail. Yeah. Like, although I did have a cop friend who's not a sheriff anymore, so I feel comfortable saying this, but he, it was shortly after my accident, and it was like that. I think it was that summer, and I was out with some friends at the bar, and they were all, like, pretty sauced, but their drive home was in the neighborhood of this bar. So it was like a literal, like, leave the bar and then drive right home through the neighborhood, but he was like patrolling in that parking lot.
Mm.
And my house was in the following neighborhood, like beyond, like it was kind of a trek. And I didn't really want them to drive me home because they were
Yeah.
offering.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, could I get a ride home to the local sheriff? He's like, yeah, get in,
Yeah,
pop
like,
in.
like he would probably be like, thank God that someone's not drinking and driving home.
It was really cool, but like he let me sit in the front seat, which normally you're supposed to, I think, probably have them in
I
the
would
back seat, but I'm not
demand
sure.
to sit in the back seat.
You would?
I would demand
I
it.
don't know. I didn't
And then
want
I'd
to.
also be like, pull up to my house and shine the lights.
Oh my
So
God, Chloe,
so
you're
that
gonna
my
love this
parents think that I'm in trouble.
So this actually happened. I was living. This was me and Kona and my roommate. I was just talking about actually. So there was no parents involved, thank God. And
Oh.
Kona, I think he was bouncing at that time at a bar. No, was that then? I can't remember what he was doing for work, but I think he was working late or just staying home. Either way, on the way to the house, he like put on his siren lights
Nice.
and like did his little, doop doop, and I was just kind of like, okay. But he dropped me off right at my front steps, so that was really cool. And like that's so like I remember my parents telling me about stories when they were younger and like being intoxicated and knowing sheriffs in the area that would do that. And then there was a strong period of time like through the 90s, early 2000s where like that all just didn't happen and the cops were kind of like bad guy. I mean, they're still kind of like bad guys here or in,
Yeah.
America. So
Yeah.
not proud, but that's okay. I was just born here. So I just never thought that would be a thing. So it was kind of cool to know a officer that was kind that I always had heard about or
Yeah.
even from other, countries or whatever. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Oh, Jordan.
So, yeah. Anyways. I just hope that she got home okay, is my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Because and I know it's big city living where you guys are, so it's much different than my
I'm
story,
also
but
very happy that she didn't like come back and spitefully like, I don't know, take a shit somewhere, push like our plants over, rip up our
Yeah.
plant. Like
yeah.
there was this other time in this other building that we worked at where this homeless person was going through our smoke butts because we have a smoke it's like cigarette holder things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan saw her down the street coming, and we know who she is. He emptied out all of the cigarette holders because we wouldn't mind it if they didn't make a mess.
Yeah.
Clean
that's
up
fair.
after yourself.
Yeah.
She would make a mess everywhere, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah,
And she
that's
came and she was
obnoxious.
pissed because they were empty. There's no cigarette butts at all. And she was yelling and screaming at us, and she's walking away, and we have like nice plants on the outside, and she was ripping out the plants out of spite because we emptied the cigarette butts, and she was
my
throwing these plants
gosh.
around. So like, you gotta be careful with some of these people.
Yeah, some people
But
are a little angry.
I'm like, if we see her again, she's gonna be spiteful and I don't know, take a shit somewhere. But yeah, like that was my biggest thing going, am I gonna have to clean up like piss or shit somewhere now?
I see that was like I don't live where you live, obviously. So like that would have been the last thing on my mind, and it was thinking of this story. But I have to remember, it's like the city. Like I was just in San Francisco, in a really shitty area of it, and so like shit can happen. I have to remind myself.
Yeah.
Shit can happen.
Shit can
Anything
happen.
can happen.
Yeah.
You make your own Spider-Mans and friggin' and people who just like can't keep their pants up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
So I just my thing is, assuming that the lady was young, I just hope that they.
I think she was
no
like
matter their
maybe
age.
like late 20s, early 30s, I want to say. But I can't tell age, so don't believe me.
Yeah. Yeah,
What's up,
that's fair.
Kaylee?
Kaylee, how you doing, girl? Good to see you.
So I have one.
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, thank you for that
By the
follow.
way.
We really appreciate that. But I have one more story for the check-in. This one happened this morning, and it threw my whole day off. It literally ruined my day. So my big boss like texted me and he's like, "Oh, can I call you guys?" Which means me and Jordan. And we're both like, "Dear Lord, we know that we're not in trouble, but what if we are in trouble?" That's my first thought. And I'm like, "Oh, he's probably gonna call because like the cleaner at our other building's gonna be getting in trouble, and he might be calling us for our side of the story." Mm-hmm. Nope. He calls up and he's like, "So, guys," and we're like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "So we have a great opportunity for you guys to get your own building." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Where?" And he's like, "Saskatoon," which for anyone here that doesn't know, Jordan and I are originally from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm a Canada. We moved out here to BC like 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, and yeah, so we knew that Saskatoon had one building out there. Our company owns one building. And
you know the building probably, right?
We know the building because we got interviewed there for this job out here. So we knew exactly what building this was. And as soon as he said Saskatoon, we're like, Saskatoon? And we literally asked him, "You're joking, right?" And he's like, "No, I'm not joking." And we're both like, just smile and nod. Don't sound too sad. Oh, great. Saskatoon.
Nice.
Yeah, great. -40. Yay.
I was so disappointed when I heard that. I was like, no.
We have nothing. My dad is in Saskatoon. Jordan's mom's in Saskatoon. But personally, we have nothing in Saskatoon.
There's nothing for you guys there that you really...
Jordan grew up in Saskatoon. I pretty much grew up in Saskatoon. One of the best parts about being out here is I don't have to see people that I've known forever. And that might sound weird, but I love it. I don't have to worry about running into anybody. And especially now, now with my new friend drama,
that's all there, right?
Yeah, and if I go to any con there, they're gonna be there. If I table at any show, they're gonna fucking be there.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not interested in that.
No, and then so we're like, you know what? We're really gonna have to think about this. And he's like, yeah, think about it. Call me on Monday or Friday and let us know. And he said, the only reason I'm asking you is because you are next in line to get your own place, which is fair. And also, we know Saskatoon, which we do know Saskatoon really well.
Yes.
We know where everything is, but
no.
No. Jordan was a hard set no from the second he said it.
He heard it, nope.
I was 75-25.
Could go back.
75, nope, but 25. Oh, this is a great opportunity. It's an easy building because it's full of old people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's full of old people. There's not a lot of turnover.
Things like that.
And I asked, are they I'm renovating suites, which they are, but it's one every 3 months. And the rent is much lower, and we would get a big raise. And with the rents being lower because rent is through our pay and blah, 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 that'll bump our pay up too. But it's fucking Saskatoon, man.
But it's back where you left.
It's back where we left. There's going to be so much snow. So cold.
No,
and I know that some people are like, it's a cold, shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
snow.
You live through -50 and you tell me it's just cold. Huh? You tell me it's just cold.
I'm good. I live in the mountains. I get it completely.
Yeah.
I mean,
hell no.
Totally get why you
those prairie winds. Ugh.
or yeah, in any of the negative temperatures like that. It doesn't get that cold here. I mean, it gets cold. Obviously, it snows,
Yeah.
but like doesn't get that frigid cold like you
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah. So
Nothing like Canada here.
even though we're sitting here thinking about it,
You already know.
we're not doing it. And we're going to apologize profusely and be like, look, we really appreciate it, but we can't go back there.
Yeah.
It's like, we love Saskatoon. It's our home, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Saskatoon sucks.
It just doesn't. I mean, it's just too familiar, and some people like want that familiarity.
Like maybe we're gonna want that in like 20 years, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe you want to go back home, and that's where you settle. But you also know like how hefty the weather conditions are.
Yeah.
Do you want to deal with that when you're old?
Like, and shovel, which like I would personally make my assistants, you're gonna go shovel. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
And like we just know the type of people in Saskatoon, and like the whole reason like they asked us is, but there's no like timeline. This could happen anytime because the managers there, they told the company that they're planning to retire, but there's no time yet. So who fucking knows when this will happen? And next year we got a lot going on. We're getting married, okay? We don't have time for surprise you're gonna move to Saskatoon bullshit.
Yeah.
I got time for that.
Your year. The heck?
Yeah.
Like, because imagine, like, they're like, oh, yeah, so we want you to move. We're thinking, like, March 3rd.
I'd be like, you guys gotta push that back. Or push that forward, actually.
Imagine the nerve.
It would. They would do that.
It'd be like, no, push forward.
Yeah,
you
push
guys
forward.
Can't have me until April 3rd. You gotta give me time.
Can't relate. I live in Florida. Lucky you. Yeah, we had to go through a whole month of -50.
Have you had to ever deal with a hurricane, Kaylee? I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I've dealt with like cause he said Florida, so I was just like a lot of hurricanes kind of sweep through a lot of Florida, so typically calms down once it hits land. But well, I'm glad you guys are set on your decision because first of all, time zones.
Hello.
Same time zones over here.
Oh, but then Saskatoon, we don't have to change our clocks.
That's true.
No, but it's still no.
To change eventually.
Maybe they're always talking about it.
Anything serious? She's only been there for 3 years. That's right. I heard a little. Mommy.
Yeah, I also heard that too. I'm like, oh no.
What? What's going on?
But yeah, so that's our super fun story of. It was kind of weird though, because every time we would see him, he'd usually joke about, hey, how about you guys go back to Saskatoon? How'd you feel about going back to Saskatoon? So I'm thinking like maybe this isn't like a spur of the moment we're gonna like retire. Maybe they warned them a while ago, and he was like testing the waters because there's not a lot of people in this business that is from Saskatoon. Like our old boss had our building. She's from Saskatchewan, but she's from Weyburn, like a small town. So she doesn't know Saskatoon because she's out in the boondocks of small town living. And like my small town that I grew up in is like 12 minutes away from Saskatoon. So you spend a lot of time in Saskatoon.
On the outskirts of the town. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And then we lived, I lived in Saskatoon with Jordan. So I can't, like, there's also our other boss who she lived in Saskatoon for, the timeline's strange, but for maybe 10 years. But I can never get a straight timeline with that.
Interesting.
But we would be the most knowledgeable about Saskatoon, sadly.
I just think they should find someone else.
They're going to move on to the next couple that's in line. And hope that, what if we all just said no? I bet that they would come back to us and like get like
Give you an offer you can't refuse.
they'll try, but they don't know Saskatoon. And this building, like the one in Saskatoon, is owned by the owner, like personally owned by him.
Oh, yikes.
Like, this is his baby. And then my first thought's like, why the fuck did he buy a building in Saskatoon? Does he know the demographic in Saskatoon?
Clearly not, but there must be something there for him to need to, like,
Jordan
offer that,
said
right?
at some point somebody told him either he's originally from there or he's been there a lot and he just really likes it.
You don't like it. I mean, it's just because you grew up there, right?
It's a wonderful city.
Okay.
It's a great city. Every city has problems.
That's fair.
And it's very different from Vancouver, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
It's hard to pinpoint. Like, the biggest thing is, like, the weather. I know it sounds so stupid.
That's not stupid.
But the weather, dude, like, I can't do minus 50. Like, even though, like, we'll be living where we work, which is great because we don't have to travel to work, which is one of the hardest parts about living in Saskatoon, is the commute to work.
Yeah.
And on days where it's blizzarding, you shouldn't be commuting to work.
But you do it anyways, because you gotta make
sometimes,
that money, right?
Sometimes, though. But sometimes it's literally not safe. Like, you could die.
Yeah.
Hang your back and take shoveling.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, first of all, I can relate to you, Jordan. I don't really like, I mean, I don't think we don't plan on moving anytime soon, but I equally hate shoveling snow.
It's the worst.
I just
hate
there are
it.
times where I don't mind it, but it's the type of snow that I'm shoveling.
Yeah, the wet, slushy, heavy shit.
There are different kinds of snow, okay? The wet, slushy shit with the powder on top that mixes here, we call Sierra cement.
Oh my
God. That shit just fucks you up.
Yeah.
Because it's heavy and it sucks. But some shoveling isn't so bad and I can get through it and it's no big deal. But, like, ultimately, I think that's a huge selling point to anyone who's living somewhere not to anyone, but to most people living somewhere, no matter where you're, like, okay, for example, you guys have way less of, seasonal changes where you're living, right? In Vancouver, like, yes, you have seasons, but it's like you don't have feet or nasty weather like you did in Saskatoon, right?
It transitions from, like, the winter is wet and cold, but not like terribly cold.
Right.
The spring is wet.
Wet.
The summer it can get a little toasty up here, but last year was a special case because of that whole, like, heat dome thing.
Yes.
Where it was absurdly hot, but
yes,
fingers crossed it's a normal heat this year. None of that shit.
I'm ready for it, but whew.
Yeah, we're ready for it. It's just I don't want that. And then in the fall it's rainy.
Yeah, so you guys have, like, a lot of that coastal kind of, like, rain type weather there versus where in the plains it's like
you
an
get
extreme
seasons
high and an extreme low with also the intermediate, like, not intermediate, but, like, intermittent seasons.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's
like there's
and that's
seasons
a huge difference. Like, and you have, like, kind of like this, I know it's mostly going to be slushy. Maybe might get some snow in Vancouver, but you're not going to have to deal with the shit you dealt with back at home.
Seriously?
And that's way different. I think that's a huge that would be a huge selling point for me if I was to, like,
it honestly is, like,
honestly.
Like, yeah, it's snowed here, but, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, snow, it's so scary. Don't drive. Yeah. And we're like, bitch, it's barely snowed. Like, I get why they freak out. I totally understand the reasoning. It still makes me laugh every year, though. And especially when they're, like, bundled up, and I'm like, I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah, it's fine. And I can completely relate to that because we have really hefty winters here. So, like,
yeah,
when I go somewhere where they're like, it's no, well, Reno, Nevada, in fact, that's a perfect example because it's just off the mountain, but they get snow.
Yeah.
But when it snows, it's like,
shut down everything.
Everyone's crashing. No one knows,
I am terrified though of this year with the snow because we're on a really steep hill. Like,
that's intense.
mental how steep this hill is. So I'm like, I am concerned about the steep hill,
Yeah.
and our tires aren't the greatest.
Yeah.
So I told him, I'm Jordan, we're gonna have to pay attention to the weather because I really don't want to be out when it snowed on that
blame
fucking hill. It's like it's a steep hill. It's like
Steep grade.
it's steep. Like there's one point when we were driving around and this is when we were first checking out this building, and we were driving and like there's a steep hill that goes down, but we're driving and it literally looks like the road just ends and we're gonna plummet to our doom. And Jordan's driving and I'm sitting there going, are we turning? Are we gonna turn? And then all of a sudden he keeps driving and I'm like, and like I saw like breathing really hard and he's like kind of clutching the wheel going, is there a road here like there's supposed to be? And then it just beep down. It's just a steep road, but it looks like it just ends. It was terrifying and hilarious.
Oh my gosh. San Francisco Lombard Street is like that. I don't know the grade, but yeah, it's just like that. But
Yeah.
That's scary. I've never wanted to live on a hill like that. So wait, do you guys have a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle?
It's just a
Probably
car.
two.
Yeah, it's just a normal car.
Jordan, answer that.
Yeah, what I'm pretty sure it's just a two-wheel normal car.
Two-wheel front. Okay, so you can put chains on the front and have some good traction, but still being on a hill is kind of sketch.
Yeah.
I feel it.
The good thing is that there's to go grocery shopping, like normal grocery shopping, we don't necessarily have to go up the hill. There's actually a grocery shop at the like train station, but you're still like walking this way on the grade, like this way. So like you could fall and like trip and get a little hurt, but I don't want to drive in it because can you imagine the drivers here on that fucking hill?
I can't. I really couldn't, honestly. That would stress me out. I could.
Nah.
I've never driven in a city. I have never driven in the city in the snow. I've only driven on mountain roads in the snow. Like I've driven in a lot of city streets. Don't get me wrong, and feel confident in them for the most part. But I've never driven in them in the snow.
Yeah.
And that scares the shit out of me because, I mean, people are used to, when you're in the city, you're used to like stopping, going, stop and go, stop and go, stop.
And you don't know where the lines are.
You don't do that. You have to like brace. You have to go slow or you tap your brakes, right?
You tell my sister that, okay? You explain that to my sister, please.
That's what you all need to know. If you're driving in the snow, you don't ever slam your brakes because then your tires go wee.
Yeah, explain that to my sister. Like, I've done it a million times. And I'm like, bro, you're going to kill us.
You cannot slam the brakes. You cannot
And the scariest part is you can't see the lines for the lanes.
That's
I feel like that's one of the scariest things.
That's something I noticed because we live in a tourist town. So a lot of people come up here and the plow hasn't gone by yet. And there's like 2 or 3 inches of snow on the highway, which the highway's a 2-lane highway, which is like...
Yeah.
One car that way, one car that way. It's not 4, it's not, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not no more than that. It's like, so when you don't have a plow and you don't see lines, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
scary.
Like in Saskatoon, most roads were like 2 cars this way, 2 cars this way. But the roads turn into a 1-lane road every single winter time because no one knows where the lanes are, and there's that one asshole that's like, the lane's here, and like just pewing snow everywhere, and
probably didn't clear the top of his car either.
Probably, and yeah, like you know that there's a lane there, but let's not be assholes here.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Jordan. I agree. You don't stop. You do just keep going. But you also, if you do need to slow down, you gradually slow down. And you don't want to stop if you're in a good amount of snow because, like you said,
you get stuck.
But you do get stuck. I agree. But you know what? From personal experience, I think it's best to keep it slow.
Speaking of cars and stopping and whatnot, I don't know if I've ever told you this story or if I've told it like numerous times, but I love this story. When I was driving a school bus, Like, it was pretty icy out and snowy, and it was, like, not good. But, like, I'm in a bus. Like, I'm fine. And I drop off all of the kids, and I'm heading back to our lot. At one point, there's a four-way stop. There's me, and I think the cop was, like, in front heading towards me. And I'm trying my hardest to stop at this four-way stop. And it's not happening. I can feel the wheels, like, sliding, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, there's a cop right there. I'm going to blow this stop sign. Am I going to get in trouble? And I'm just gesturing to him, going, I can't stop. And, like, I'm shouting this to him. And then he's like, just come on through. Just come on.
Okay.
And I just drive on through, and I'm like, thank you. Because I couldn't stop that thing. It was rolling. And I'm like, if I get in shit for this, I'm not accepting it, because I was going so damn slow.
Yeah.
And it was icy as shit on that day. Like, it rained, I think, on that day.
Ooh, that gives you the shivers.
So then the cop was really cool, and he waved me through, because I'm like, I'm a big machine. I can't stop. This thing's not stopping.
Won't stop.
So yeah, that's a good, like, example of fucking cities and side roads that they refuse to clean off.
That's the black ice is what we call that.
Ooh, yeah, gotta be
I
careful.
don't know if you guys call that the same. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the pavement with just a sheet of ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shit that's super scary.
Yeah.
Obviously, we
Like-
can all agree on that one.
I rolled a van once. Like, I told you about this. Like, when
Yes.
I was driving
It's
truck,
stressing out.
but then I was driving a van to a smaller town. And I should have said no. But I was pretty new, like, at the job. And I was also still pretty young. So I wasn't feisty.
learning experience.
And I should have said no to going out, because the roads were not safe. Like, it was one of the first, like, snowfalls that stuck. So I'm driving my van. I'm going really slow. Like, so slow in this van. And, like, I'm on, like, a highway. Like, there's nothing but open plains, because it's the prairies. And I'm driving. And then, like, one time I feel like the van kind of go, like, boop, boop. And I'm like, no, correct that shit. And then I'm driving. And then I feel it do it again. And there's no correcting what's about to happen. So, like, I'm spinning. I go into, like, the oncoming lane, which is fine, because there's no one else, like, on the road, except for somebody, like, way ahead of me. And, like, I get into the other lane, I hit the bank, and then the van just goes bloop. And, like, I'm upside down in the van.
Oh my god.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh my god. And my first thought was, I need to turn off this van, because it's going to explode for some reason.
Oh my god.
I've seen
that's
too many
so
movies,
scary.
and I just thought that
It's gonna explode.
it's going to explode. So then I turn it off, but, like, I'm freaking out because I'm upside down. So everything's, like, just fucking weird. And then I unhook myself, and, like, I gently, like, lower myself, or else I'd fall to the ceiling of the car. And then the truck, the car ahead of me saw this, and they turned around, and then they came and they got me, and I got out of the van, and they're like, are you okay? Oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually, like, pretty shaken up, but, like, I'm not hurt. Luckily, like
I'm okay.
I'm okay. And then I was so dumb, and, like, because I was bringing 2 boxes of like, vaccines to the hospital in this other town. And then I'm like, I gotta bring my vaccines to the hospital, and, like, I'm still trying to do my fucking job, even though I just rolled a van. I'm just like, could you drive me to the hospital, because I gotta drop these vaccines off? And they're like,
people need their vaccines.
and then, like, this girl's like, you just rolled your van, I'm pretty sure it's fine. And I'm like, no, they need their vaccines. So then this girl, like, Jordan was my dispatcher at at this time. So I'm, like, trying to call him, and he's not picking up the phone, of course. And I call him, like, a couple times, and then I finally text him going, I just rolled the actual van, and then he calls me immediately. of course. And then, I tell him that this random person is going to take me to this doctor and drop off the vaccines. And he's like, what the fuck? And at this point, he didn't really know me that well.
Right.
I'm just this stupid girl that rolled the van, and she's still doing her job.
You weren't together yet?
No, we weren't even friends.
Okay.
We were we were acquaintances. Like we kind of texted a bit here and there, and then So the lady, she takes me to like the doctors. I drop off the vaccines. They kind of give me crap for like being late, and then I almost like cry, and then I'm like, I just rolled my van, okay? And then they're like, what? And I'm like, I rolled my van, but your vaccines are here, so I don't appreciate you being bitches about me being late. And then they dropped it, obviously, because I rolled my fucking van. Because who's gonna be an asshole to me?
Seriously, after that, like, let me go.
Yeah, and then the lady takes me to the hospital there, like a tiny small town hospital. And I walk in and I'm like, hi, I just like rolled my van. And they're like, when? And I'm like, now. And then they're like, what? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just need to get checked out, make sure everything's okay. And they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck's happening here? And then, so the doctor checks me out. He's weirded out because I'm so calm and cool about it.
Yeah.
And then I sit there all day because Jordan and everyone else back home is trying to sort out how to get me home from this other fucking town. So then they got like this tow truck to pick up the van and then pick up me and then drive us both home. But it took all day.
I'm sure. Like literally the entire day.
The entire day I was texting Jordan, telling him stories, and like that's kind of how we became close. Was because we were just chatting all day because
you rolled the van.
I rolled the fucking van. You got paid by the hour, exactly. Got paid by the I wasn't concerned about my pay.
Yeah.
I'm like whatever. They're still gonna pay me. I don't care.
Yeah. Give me all that money for this.
Give me all that free money. So dumb.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
I've never heard the actual full version of the rolling.
Oh.
I've always heard you've rolled your van.
Oh.
I had no idea there were vaccines involved. I had no idea that's like the sprout of you and Jordan essentially.
Yeah, me rolling my van.
That's such a good story. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay because that's terrifying and very traumatic.
It was terrifying.
Oh
I told them I'm not like gonna leave town during like winter time. So I didn't leave town for around 2 years after that.
I don't blame you.
And then I'm like, you know what? I think I can leave town now. And then I started doing like outside runs again.
You can do this again. All right.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable. I feel that completely.
Yeah.
Oof. Man. Vaccines and all. That's impressive.
I did my fucking job.
Yeah.
Finished the job. Which they were all like really impressed about. Because like they asked me going, so like where are the vaccines? And I'm like, I delivered them. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I got this other person to drop me off there, deliver it. This random lady.
You, man, have you never played like a video game? Like there's a quest and you must complete the quest to get the loot.
Like everyone was shocked that I like
that's how I feel.
Finished my job.
Well, good job. That gives you have really good work ethic, and that's what counts, I think, in this world. Because there's not
most
enough
days
of that in this fucking world. Well,
yeah,
same.
Like today, my day was like shot because of the whole like moving to Saskatoon thing. Because I did not expect that phone call, so I'm like, my day is ruined.
You're like, excuse me, can I just think about this?
You've like thrown me off. I can't focus on anything. I can't do it.
Oh my gosh.
And like I can't tell people about it because
that's a curveball and a half because you don't want to stress anyone out or like
Brenda would be like, what the
it.
fuck? If like Brenda didn't already know.
Yeah. I wonder if she got offered. That would be
No, I don't think she got like offered, but she would have probably got warned that they're gonna offer it to us. Or maybe they
Maybe.
were going to tell her once they tell us and feel our emotions out. I don't know how that would work.
They're probably just asking you first.
Yeah, probably. And then let her deal with it after.
And then
Just,
be like, okay, so these guys are moving here, and then we're going to find someone for you again.
oh, dear Lord.
I
Dear
don't know if
Lord.
that's how that works, but it sounds like it could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Quick bathroom break, and then start with our next segment.
Yeah, I need to turn on the fan and maybe change my shirt because I'm roasting and dying.
Good timing, okay, everyone? We're
Okay.
going to take a quick break. We'll be back in
Like
5
5 minutes or something like that.
5 minutes.
5
Should be about
minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh.
Enjoy
Bye.
the music.
Enjoy the music.
Hey, we're back.
We're
Hope everyone had a
back.
good, nice change. Nice
Yeah,
change.
wardrobe change.
Woo!
Midstream.
I don't even know what's the temp here right
It's
now?
just
Some
hot.
stupid thing.
It's probably like not even like that hot right now, but it's just too hot for
Oh,
me.
for here, it's only 64 Fahrenheit, which is not very warm.
Right
me.
now,
I don't know.
like outside is like shady and stuff, but the weather right now outside is 13. But inside, of course, we got all like the TV and the computers, and it's just roasty toasty in here.
Trying to see. So I don't know the difference right now. Okay, so right now it's 18.
Okay,
Outside.
so you're hotter than us. I'm just a baby.
Well, no, it's just it's cold. I just don't feel like that's right because I don't usually wear a sweatshirt when it's above 60. I don't know. I'm just feeling like, I don't know. Normally I have a spaghetti strap on. So normally I'm like in like nothing.
Yeah.
But it gets cold. It's been cold and you guys know it's supposed to snow this weekend up here. Maybe.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
That's
Speaking of snow.
disgusting.
Let me just see. Okay,
But
there's a
appar-
Sorry,
What?
there's a chance of snow on Saturday. On Sunday, through the night Sunday, it gets down to 32, freezing, 0 degrees.
That
32.
sucks. And I saw on TikTok that somewhere in BC it fucking snowed too. Like I don't know where, but like somewhere else it snowed.
Wow.
And I'm like, gross.
It also snowed somewhere down in
Alberta, it snowed a couple weeks ago or a few.
Mexico City.
What?
Was that trip? I think I saw that in fucking on
That's
Twitter.
insane.
Is that where I saw that? I think it was on Twitter. But either way, snow's everywhere.
Snow sucks. I hate it.
Climate is just whack. So here we are. We're gonna do some Would You Rather's. Welcome
my
to the Would You
God.
Rather section. I only picked a few of these off Reddit. Just we're gonna test our flow and see what comes out of this. I thought it was kind of a fun thing to add into this spicy little podcast we have going on here.
So exciting.
So we'll start with our first one. Would you rather, after you eat a really hot pepper, would you rather your stomach hurt for 5 days straight or your butthole burn for 5 days straight? Oh, a freak hailstorm that literally left the city with like a foot of hail then, because that's all I saw. I saw it on Twitter and I thought it was at snow.
Jesus.
So let me do that over again.
Yeah.
After you eat a really hot pepper, would you rather your stomach hurt for 5 days or your butthole burn for 5 days straight? Day in, day out.
I think I would go with stomach. I'd go with stomach, I think.
I personally am gonna go with the butthole burn. I know
But-
that sounds weird because I hate having stomach aches, and I get them quite often.
True.
And
It
I
also
just would
depends
prefer have a
on
burning butthole. I don't know
on
on that
what
front.
stage of burning butthole is it.
Yeah, like how burnt
Is it like,
Like,
oh, like my butt's a little sore, but like the next poop is really
it
gonna
like-
hurt? Or like, is it I've had enough and you sit down and go like that? You know what I mean?
is it flaming hot? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Like
I
what
feel you.
what stage are we at? Or is
Like,
it
is it swole, like sweaty asshole? You know?
Yeah.
Is like,
do this? There's different stages of your burning asshole.
like I personally assume that it's the worst of worst. So I hate having stomach aches because like I'll puke and I'll shit. And if I'm already puking and shit and I have the option of just having a burning butthole, I'd
Hold
rather
on.
have the burning butthole.
Hold on. Is it just a stomach ache where you're sitting there and you're like, oh, my tummy? Or is it full on vomit?
I don't know. There's not enough detail.
Because
It just
if
says,
it's
"Would you
just,
rather your stomach burn for
my
5
tummy's
days or
sore.
your butthole burn?"
Like, I think I would
5
rather
days
have
is
that.
a long time.
But
because,
it's
like, your
5 days to
butthole-
have a burning butthole, though.
And like also like there has to be some form of relief after like the second day, third day, like after a
Yeah.
couple showers, some like butt like
But
drying.
that's
you
not
know?
that's not what this is. It's a solid 5
Exactly.
days of sore
like
bum.
5 days. I think I'd still prefer having a butt burn. Cause I already don't sit down enough like throughout a day. I'm always on my feet,
Guys, keep up there.
walking and running.
It's
Stick an
not
ice
about
cube
the
up there,
burning
you know what I mean?
flames, but like the
So
burning
like sitting
butthole.
down wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
It'd be sleeping that would be difficult if it was a flaming butthole. But then again, an owie tummy that would hurt too, laying down. the whole
Yeah,
night.
like Jordan, when
So-
you had some food poisoning, wasn't that not fun to have a sore tummy
Yeah,
Huh?
like all night long.
all night long? You just go.
Oof. Ugh, not fun.
That's a very difficult one, especially like I have many questions. Like that's why
All
I'm
the questions.
that's why I'm bad at this game is that because I want a little bit more details, and I know there's not more details, but I want more. Poo-hole
I
would
read
be
the
better,
Sakona
maybe.
beforehand. He was like, "Man, maybe burning poo hole would be better. You could sleep through a burning a butthole. You could."
Is it a burning butthole or is it a burning butthole like with poo involved as well?
Like I assume it's like diaper rash butthole, which you can only recognize if you've been in a sweaty area sitting down for too long and then you had some spicy food the night before and you've had a couple bad diarrhea shits and your butthole's like burning even after a shower or during the shower, your butthole's like fucking burning from that shit. Like that's what I assume it would feel like for 5 days straight.
Honestly,
After really
I
bad diarrhea shit.
like with the IBS of I have.
Yeah.
I think I've grown to just accept burning asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, that would probably be the easiest choice for you then if you've just accepted
Yeah.
the burning butthole. Like, that would be easy for you. So
Yeah.
that would probably
You know what?
be
I'm changing my answer.
know?
I agree with you. Burning asshole.
Because, like, a stomach ache sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Like you want to like either
burning
poop or
butthole
puke or
sucks, too.
something or to relieve it, but if it's 5
the
solid
most-
days and there's nothing you can do about it, might as well just have a burning
The most you're
butthole.
going to do with a burning butthole is try to stick your ass on ice or something.
Yeah, or like seriously.
Take a cold shower whenever you can, or
Yeah.
things like that. But like with a stomach ache, you're literally crippled in like,
You got
a fetal
nothing.
position. You like
Yeah.
can't do shit.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
agree.
even shit. I assume.
You can't
Maybe
even
you
shit.
can. Maybe
Who knows? We don't know the rules. Like we
Maybe
don't
you're
know the
doing
full
it all,
story
really.
yet.
We don't know the rules. Hold on, I have to add. There is one rule involved in this next one.
Okay, love it. I love rules.
Okay, would you rather be a blind and deaf billionaire or have no money whatsoever but have one superpower of your choice, but the superpower cannot involve making you rich?
Blind and deaf, but you're rich. But I can still taste. Which
You
is
can taste
which is
and hear. Or no, you can't hear deaf.
yeah,
Sorry.
you can
Smell.
taste
You can
and
smell.
smell. Yeah. Yeah.
So that brings me the question of were you able to see and hear prior to that?
Yeah. Like, did you lose those
Have you
things
ever like
because?
experienced that, you know?
Yeah.
But this is like a genie question, so I'm gonna say like, oh, here's our magic lamp, right?
Look at you with a fucking magic lamp. Just
Our
sit
magic
there.
lamp, and we're gonna ask the genie a question. I know, I just remembered I had it there, and I was like, ooh, this is a great time to throw that in there.
Prop time.
Be a blind and deaf billionaire, or have no money whatsoever, but have one superpower of your choice. Like, what would your superpower be? Like, you could choose that. You could choose anything, except for something that makes you money, like makes you rich. How could you work around that? That'd be like using a rope in D&D as a character, because you can use rope for anything. You do this too. I would do the superpower too, because I would want to. I'd still want to hear and see.
Like, yeah, and like.
I don't think there's enough money to take away.
So does
my
it say like
senses.
you're poor or like you're just not rich?
You just have no money whatsoever, is what it says.
But then how are you supposed to like eat? Steal shit?
Well, you could have a superpower of your choice. So maybe you decide to have a superpower to fly, and you could fly to anywhere, any farm, anything. Be able to new Aladdin. Fly like Superman.
Well,
I didn't even look at chat. I was totally like, that's so great. Yeah, see? I don't know. That's my theory.
this
Of
is
course,
a hard
it's a
one.
tough one because money is, you know.
Like it's not about the like. I know I'm thinking about
it
it way
is.
too like off topic, but like you have no money, so how are you supposed to like live somewhere,
Hunt,
pay your rent?
build a cabin,
Maybe I don't want to
Live with
build a
someone.
cabin.
live with someone. Maybe you have a
A
superpower,
a
that
sugar
allows
daddy.
you- yeah, or a sugar daddy, or
But then
that your superpower is to like something to benefit both of you. That doesn't.
But
involve
then
money.
that, yeah,
Maybe not a sugar daddy. Maybe you have a partner.
that's
Maybe
like
some
just
genie came up to you
fine.
and was like, "Hey, what would you prefer? Would you like to be blind and deaf with your partner, or would you prefer to have no money whatsoever but have a superpower?" But I don't know if that. And let's just pretend that your partner could work. Let's just put that out there because it doesn't clarify. So let's just pretend. If you were to add like partnership, sugar daddy, just punch my mic, so on and so forth. Family member, cousin.
This is
Pet.
so difficult.
I genuinely hate the idea of already like partially feeling like I'm blind.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, no, I couldn't. I don't think I could be blind because like I can see, but I can't see. You know what I mean? I would prefer to have all five senses over $1 billion and have and then pick a really realistic superpower, but figuring out the superpower.
But it can't earn you money.
Yeah.
Like if
So
I
I'd
had
have
a
to figure it out.
superpower, I would like want to benefit me, like in a way, you know, like support myself with it.
Like a superpower where anything you touch turns into maybe not anything you touch.
Yeah, that's a risky one.
You know,
Like that
personally think I would
Skittles
fly.
commercial. Do you know what Skittles commercial I'm talking about?
No. I don't
Oh
have
my
cable.
god! It's from like years ago. I don't know when it's from.
Oh.
But it's this
No,
guy.
I
He
think I know what
touches
you're talking about.
everything and it turns to Skittles, and then he's
No,
like,
I'm
I
sorry.
can't touch my granddaughter because she'll turn into Skittles.
I mean, yeah, it could be something like that. You know, everything turns to Skittles and flavor only. Sorry, just kidding.
Oh yeah, I just thought
Well,
about that. Golden commercial is so fucking funny.
That's hysterical.
I will
That's
find it for
hysterical.
you and I'll send it to you.
Do it. That's great.
I can't. I'm really struggling with the having no money and thinking of like how will I support myself. Like, yeah, I have a partner, but will they be fine with me now just being a superhero and just not helping the household?
Well, you're not a superhero. You
Oh.
have superpowers. So, like, what superpower do you think could benefit you and your partner if you're not having an income?
I could turn
You know?
invisible and then
Steal shit, you know?
You totally went there, and I'm like, Skyrim, stealing shit. I could go invisible and steal shit. Because that's not like an income. I'm just stealing things, but I'm not paying for it, and they're not paying.
No, you're invincible. Like, who would know?
But I can turn it off, like off and on. Like I'm not 24/7. I think
it's your superpower. You could be invisible whenever.
I think that's what I would go for. I would go invisible, be poor, but steal everything.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Take from the rich, give to the poor.
Hell yeah.
Modern day Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? You better have a cloak.
But then I'm invisible, and then I'd just be invisible with a cloak behind me.
Well, no, the cloak makes you. Well, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how this works.
With Robin Hood or whatever, and he has.
Oh, true.
Hood, doesn't he? I don't know. I'm diving way too far into it. But
yeah. I think that's
a good one.
I think that I'd go invisible and steal shit.
That's a good one, actually. That's a good one. I would fly, and I don't know why, just because I could fly.
Is
and
that
I feel
the
like Jordan
Skittles?
is completely with me on that one. Is that the Skittles one?
I hope so. Let me see this. There's just a long commercial for it. Oh, yes, it is. It's so fucking good.
Yes, it is.
That's the Skittle commercial that immediately popped into my brain because it's so fucking warped too. Because he lives a sad life because he can't touch anything.
I accidentally clicked Steam because it looks like Discord. I didn't want that.
Oh no.
Stop it, Steam. Stop it.
So yeah, I would go invisible and steal shit. That's my answer.
Okay. I like it.
It took a long time, but I finally got there.
I don't think it took you a long time at all.
Oh, good. Because I felt it took me a long time to get there.
It's a would you rather, and that's kind of a deep question. It kind of brings us back
to
the whole,
Naked Babes time.
Oh my God, help me.
Nah, I can't.
Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence, the movie Why Can't Pee?
Passengers.
Thank you. Oh my God, it's kind of in that realm.
Yeah.
Of like, what would you do? You know, would you rather? So, thank you, Jordan. X-ray vision, naked babes time.
But invisible, you can just walk into like
you're a ghost.
A locker room. Hello.
Essentially, you know. I mean, but can you go through walls? Maybe.
No. You're just invisible.
Can people bounce into you or go through you?
Never thought about that, but I think bump into me would be funny.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, because I'm not like a ghost, as you just said. I'm a human being that's invisible.
Yeah. All right, next one.
Yes.
Would you rather save 1 billion people or one rich guy who will give you $10 million?
I think this one's not that hard. It's the people.
Save the people. Save 1 billion people.
The rich guy, Jordan.
Rich guy, but you know, the chances are he's probably not going to give you the money.
Yeah. And like you still have your job and your life. Like 10 million or whatever you just said would be nice. It is overpopulated, let's be real. But he said he would. He did say he would. And that's the rules of the game.
That's true. We'll give you, but I just don't trust rich guys like that.
And like, what if it's like me that dies, Jordan? What if I'm part of that billion? Huh?
Yeah.
What if I'm part of that billion? Still the rich guy?
What if I was part of that billion?
What if any of our crew was part of the billion? Huh?
But 10 million for your homies?
Over me, your wife?
Over your wife?
Wow.
Wow.
Money. No, what if Patrick was one of those billion? Huh?
Patrick not a people, even though he's a people.
He
then he's
he is
not
a people. But
you
what
know?
if like he's a
people, but
special one to like make you
he
really
still
think
says
about it?
money.
Wow, you lie. You full of lies. I can buy more. You can never buy another Patrick.
That is
First
terrible.
First of all, Patrick was free.
Yeah.
He's our
It's like,
free
exactly.
baby.
I've never paid for an animal, like to buy an animal either.
Yeah, we went on free cat day.
Cool. I could buy more. I just can't even believe that. Okay, next.
Next. That's ridiculous.
Would you rather eat a spider the size of an Oreo or 500 Oreos?
500 Oreos. Even though you don't know this, but my stomach does not agree with them at all.
I mean,
Oreo
who does after a certain period of time eating them, though? Let's be real.
Like, I'll eat two and just explode. Like, my body hates them.
Ew, you'd eat the spider. I'd eat.
No.
I think I'd eat the Oreos.
Oreos. I would have explosive shits for
I'd eat
like
the
the
Oreos.
rest of my life from that, but I'm not eating a fucking spider.
Yeah.
No, no, no. I hate spiders. They're gross. I hate them so much. No.
Those the Fudgios? No.
That's Oreos.
500 Oreos.
Do I have to eat them like in one sitting, or can it be
I
like
assume
over a
so,
span?
but I don't know.
Like,
Because a spider the size of an Oreo is actually not that big.
no, it's not. Is it alive or dead?
It doesn't say.
I would still
I
probably
still
go with
would-
the Oreos.
I would still have the Oreos because, like, Oreos.
I really don't
You-
like spiders.
Yeah. And my poop's probably coming out black after that because your poop
Yes.
changes color with what you eat. And you know
Oh
those Oreos.
my
are gonna fucking
God. You
turn
get
your
the-
poop's a whole other color.
You get the black shits, the burning
black
black shits.
And that's where we go to the butthole burn for 5 days.
And that's how I got that for 5 days. Unless it's the body of the spider that's big or that wide, including the legs.
Oh, God. I just assume that's... Yeah, are the legs included?
I just assumed it was
'Cause
just
that's a
the
horse
whole
of a different
spider.
color. Because the whole spider with the body and the legs of the Oreo, right?
That's a big
even
Oreo,
too
that's
big.
your-
This is too big. But I'm just saying, like, pretend.
I think
Right.
an Oreo is more like...
Pretend. Oreo's more like...
It's more like that. That's an
A
Oreo.
little bigger than that.
A little bigger than that. I don't think an Oreo's like that. That's
No,
a
it's
big... It's a big Oreo.
It's not that big, but I'm just saying, like, if it
Yeah.
was, like, I feel like if the spider's body was the size of an Oreo,
Plus the
its
legs.
legs would be, like,
Out there, but is it just the
Right?
I envisioned it's the body and the legs that's the size of an Oreo.
everything's bigger in America.
Oh jeez.
I'm joking. He's like, what kind? Well, no, Texas and America, it's all relevant. Well, actually, I'm in California. Everything's actually a bit smaller here. Yeah, it is Texas. That's the real quote, but it's America. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
It's
big
like,
Super Size
gotta
Me.
be big.
That movie.
Even Stop it.
But
Okay,
you're
yeah,
like
Super Size Me.
like your whole family's like tall. Like you guys are giants.
I'm 5. I've actually shrunk a little. Was like 5'10".
That's
5'11".
tall.
I've shrunk. I'm like 5'9" ish now. I mean, it's not a huge shrink, but like that's significant to me in my opinion.
How tall am I, Jordan? I'm like 5. I'm like 5'4", I think.
I assume you're probably about here on me.
Maybe I might
Which
be.
I'm sitting down, but like when I'm standing up, your
Well,
head would probably come up. to,
Well,
like,
my ex-friend was 5'9", and on
Okay.
her I would be like up to here, I think, on her.
on her shoulder. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. That's about where I go up. Kona 6'5". Jordan, you're 6'5", 6'6".
He's like
that
6'6",
area?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You guys are tall, skinny guys. Big time. And you got us delicious ladies over here. You let the squish on. That's
Yeah.
right. Proud of it. Just saying. All right, next one. Would you rather? Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I forgot about this one. Would you rather eat poop that tastes like chocolate or chocolate that tastes like poop?
I think poop that tastes like chocolate. Because I cannot imagine what poop tastes like.
Yeah, but then you're eating all the nasty shit that's in poop.
But I've never personally eaten poop, so
Me neither.
I don't fully know what I'm up for. Choco tastes like poo, but like
I think I'd rather have the chocolate that tastes like poop because at least I know it's chocolate, artificially flavored like poop, versus.
Does it smell like if for the poop that tastes like chocolate, does it smell like poop still, or does the chocolate that tastes like poop, does it still taste or smell like chocolate, or does it smell like poop? This is very important for these things. Hello, people that write these, you need to be way more specific. You need to write a whole paragraph of the rules, because I got questions and these are important. Okay, he's just like, Kelly, just answer the damn question. Stop overthinking this.
No, this is legit. We went over these with Kona the other time. And he was like, hands down, chocolate that tastes like poop, because I'm not going to put poop in my mouth. I don't care what it tastes like.
True, I guess. But if you had to choose.
Okay, but like, well, no, I'm with Jordan because you're getting all the bacteria.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
I didn't think about that far.
Oral after anal infections.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm dying. I just, you think about it and you're like, well, I would like, and I'm laughing just so hard just because like your face when I initially asked the questions. That's why I saved this one for last, because it's funny. But it's like, honestly, like you want to go with the one that's going to smell and taste good because you're eating it, right?
Yeah, like
ideally, like what you're eating is toxic.
But also, is the poop that tastes like chocolate, is it like a solid log poop or like runny diarrhea poop? Like, I have so many questions, and the creators of these needs to be more specific. But like, I didn't think about logically eating actual poop that tastes like chocolate, so I think I'm on the same boat of chocolate that tastes like poop, but I still have many questions that needs to be answered, and
I mean, that's fair, because texture.
It is, because could you imagine like drinking a soup of poop?
I'm laughing because I'm relating. I can 100% laugh.
Like, these are actually like legit questions. Like, if someone like legit presented this to me in the real world, these are the questions I will be asking before I answer this.
Oh man,
and like, can I pick who's poop, so then I know that they're not like just a disgusting human being? Like, what if they're like a vegan, healthy person and like their poop's not that bad? You know? Like, what if they eat nothing but fruit? Huh?
It's gonna be a soft poop. Your answer is diarrhea.
Yeah, I knew someone who did it, and no, it was gross. What, you knew someone who ate poop? like in Austin Powers where they're drinking the coffee, but it's actually poop. It's a bit nutty.
Oh my god.
I love this segment. This is like, I think, my new favorite segment of this podcast.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh my gosh. Ah.
Ew, someone who did oral after anal, that's nasty. Nasty. Why would you stick that poopy thing in your
I mean,
mouth?
if you're gonna eat ass, you're gonna eat anything. Is how I
I guess.
right?
So
I
I
don't know,
think
maybe
we've
not.
all decided to eat the chocolate that tastes like poop.
God.
Even though none of us have eaten
Ugh.
poop, and I'm kind of terrified of what it would taste like.
I definitely don't recommend it. That's for sure. Oh, that was great. What a good
Oh
one
my
to end on.
god.
Ooh, yes, that's Would You Rather. A
I
new,
love it. Good job, Khalees.
Thank you.
I love it. Even though I have a million questions that I feel like the writer should clarify,
It
but that's
encourages
okay.
more questions and conversations to make this even better. Like, honestly, like, but it's also like you have to sometimes accept what they're offering. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
And
it.
that's kind of hard to accept. because
Yeah.
you're like, but wait, I have preferences. Like with the poop, is it like, okay, like for example, Tootsie Rolls are chocolate flavored, like, I don't know, wax. You know, you get what I'm saying?
I don't
Like
know.
Tootsie Rolls. Have you ever had a Tootsie Roll?
Fudge? Yeah.
Fudge, kind of like I don't even know
Hard
what that is.
plastic fudge?
Chewy, whatever. Like, is it like a Tootsie? Is like, and I like the thin Tootsie Rolls. I don't like the like short little fat ones. I like the like they come in like little sticks.
I'm not a
whatever.
fan of Tootsie Rolls.
But if I was to choose it and have to pick that, that's what I would like. Because I don't choose Tootsie Rolls, but that's like a Halloween candy.
Yeah,
You
like
really
if
only
it's
see those
there,
on
you're gonna
Halloween.
eat it.
Like, all right, I'll chew on a Tootsie Roll, whatever. But if I was to choose a Tootsie Roll, I would choose the thinner ones because I don't know, they just taste better. But the
Yeah.
big, like short ones are like,
Yeah.
anyways, this is conversation. So these are great. I'll do more of these next week for sure.
Yeah, I love
And some
them.
more Would You Rather's because
Super
on
fun.
Reddit they're actually like polls and you can choose and see what other people choose as well. So I just picked
Interesting.
the questions and just added them onto a document so I could read on stream. But if you ever want to check that out, it's a Would You Rather Reddit. You just search a Reddit and it'll pop up as one of the communities.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
might have to
learning
check that
Reddit
out
by
too.
doing this podcast, so this is very entertaining. One of these days we'll have to do some BuzzFeed quizzes live. Both go on to BuzzFeed or something and then like do the quizzes together and see what we get.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but it'd be kind of fun to do that because BuzzFeed was a thing back in the day. I don't know how you feel about BuzzFeed, but
I feel their main crew of people left and they really suffered from that.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Oh yeah, like on YouTube they had like I'm a try guys, the Lady Lake, they had Kelsey, like they had their whole crew, like Ashley, like I was a big like BuzzFeed fan, like not gonna lie. And
Okay.
everyone's left and it's not the same.
Not the same.
They're
It doesn't feel the same.
trying, but we're like, okay, you're no new what's her face anymore. Like you're the new person, but you're
Yeah.
trying to act like the other person. Like I
And
don't
they're
know. I
done
think
that kind of deal.
BuzzFeed was a thing, and I think it hit its peak,
That's fair.
and then they treated
fair.
their people not that great, and then they left.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. I just saw that they did like some quizzes still.
Oh, really? They still do quizzes? Cool.
Yeah, on their website. So, well, I'll look into it.
Yeah,
and
let's see what happens.
Seems like something we might. I'll throw them your way before we do podcasts, maybe in the next couple weeks or something. But might be kind of something fun to like throw in occasionally. Be like, but the Would You Rather is a good addition to.
I
this.
love
that was a lot of
it.
fun.
It's
That was a
so
lot of fun.
fun.
All right, let's get into the Am I the Assholes?
Am I the asshole?
We're actually on top of our titles tonight because I
Yeah.
forgot last week. I failed miserably.
Check-ins the whole stream.
Sorry about that for TikTok and any clips for that whole last segment. My bad. All right, we're gonna start off with a juicy asshole.
Oh, I love juicy assholes.
Just kidding. Is it juicy? We'll see. I don't know if it's not that juicy. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is it juicy?
They're always juicy.
So the spicy part about tonight with our assholes is I picked out 2 or 3, I can't remember right now, that I went through and read, and then I decided to spice it up and pick, I think, about 2 or 3 of ones that I didn't read to like give myself an organic reaction too. So
Yeah.
just throwing that out there. This is the first, I think the first 3 are the ones that I read. So, am I the asshole for bringing my baby to a child-free wedding?
Absolutely. But
I have babies, and I'm just gonna pre-say, like, I think you're the asshole because it ain't your day.
yeah.
Stay home with your kid, let the other partner go, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You can't
Or
both go. You
or
don't
just
feel
don't
comfortable with
go.
a babysitter, or just don't go. Politely send a gift or whatever.
Yeah.
However, you got to do it. Anyways, my cousin lives a 6-hour drive from me and the rest of our family. Oh my God. A few months ago, we all drove over there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time, and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my other cousins hired for their own kids. So I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I was bringing him, but he would be sitting on my lap and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin didn't say anything, so I assumed that he was okay. Okay with it. Say a word, so he should be fine. My baby cried at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room at the reception. I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception, I had him with me the whole time in a baby carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss, and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, groom's mom, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin didn't object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, but the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was 7 months old at the time, and my aunt said she had no problem leaving his baby with a certified babysitter. She had it in quotations, so that's why I did that. And I should have done the same. And some of my cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kids with a babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, you kind of still are. I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I understand why you didn't want to leave your kid with this random stranger who's probably this teenage child who's a certified, like, babysitter, but they're still a child. And I totally get it, but you shouldn't have brought your fucking kid. It doesn't matter if they're on your lap and you bring their own food and blah, blah, blah. Nah. Everyone else was told to not bring their fucking child. You don't bring your child.
I'm sorry. No matter what. If someone said, no kids allowed at a fucking wedding, I'm not going. And cool. Like, that's fine. Whatever. I'll be at home with my kids. No big deal. Unless for some reason I have a babysitter set in place, of course.
That you trust?
There is no excuse of bringing your own freaking baby food. Your baby's on baby. He's 10 months old. He's almost a year old. That means he's near walking, crawling, moving, wanting to explore, needing to be stimulated, eating lots of things going on. It doesn't matter how good your baby is. Even the other people were upset, like she was getting special treatment, which is like, they could be looked up as assholes, but honestly, that's not an asshole thing to do. It's respect of a wedding. Exactly what the groom and bride didn't want was a baby crying during their fucking
ceremony,
vows and their ceremony.
Granted,
that's what happened.
They should have talked to her ahead of time.
Yes.
They should have. They should have addressed something, but they didn't. I don't know why.
I do agree. I also just think it's really selfish of the mom who brought the baby to just assume that everything was okay, even though the cousin didn't contact her. They should have literally tried to phone call and be like, hey, did you happen to get the RSVP? I just want to let you know my feelings about the babysitter you guys have. I'm just nervous. First time mom here. Will they be nearby? I don't know. Just ask all the questions you need to ask. Like, how far away is the wedding venue? Like, can I like, I don't know. I just think that you should be able to. Maybe she doesn't have a significant other. It sounds like she does, though. I don't know, but swap with the partner of the baby, like the daddy, and like I don't
Yeah, like
know. I
tap
just
in
feel
and
like there's
tap out.
options to that. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't have to bring your baby.
No.
That's just. And
There's options.
I'm not saying your baby's a pet. I understand they're your child, especially if
Yes.
they're breastfeeding. Blah blah blah. Pro-choice to all that flow. I wasn't lucky enough to breastfeed. I will throw that out there. But there are things called breast pumps where you pump your breast milk and you can give your child that nutrients they need from your milk, and that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
your child should technically be eating solid foods by that point. So you more than likely are probably okay. I was one of those types of babysitters, not certified, but I was a babysitter that would take on large groups of children for events like this.
Dear Lord.
And I understand how some parents would feel uncomfortable, but if you are being vouched for by multiple people
Yeah.
that have been, like, I don't know, I just feel like you have every right to just stay home.
Yeah.
Too, if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I felt really strongly about this one because I was just like, you're the asshole. You brought the kid to a wedding that they really didn't want kids for the reason that your kid was there because they cried during the ceremony. That is fucked up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about the food or how many plates. Oh, the baby sat on my lap the whole time. It's fine. It's like, no,
So?
that's not the point.
Yeah.
You're not taking up a chair with the baby. It's the baby's mouth.
Probably
That's
making a
crying.
mess everywhere too.
No, it's the crying, dude. I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel that bride, dude. Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. My
Yeah,
kids
I-
were mostly chill during our little tiny elopement, but like still, you know what I mean? I get it.
I wouldn't be a
feel
fan if like if we were having like a ceremony here and like family was invited and everyone and shit, I'd be like, no kids.
it. Not a shitload of kids, please.
Nope, no
Yeah,
thank you.
none. Unless you like knew or had kids that like maybe
Like special kids, you know, like I know this child and they're cool.
and you know they can be your flower girl or ring bearer or something's you know in that traditional setting, like, and you feel confident with that, like, absolutely. I'm all about kids being at weddings as long as you want, especially if it's a wedding, just a giant party and you're not worried about the ceremony, like whatever. Some people are like that. I've been to weddings like that before. It's for pro-choice. The point is, the bride and the groom, your family members asked you to not bring the fucking baby.
So don't
You
do
brought the
it.
baby. You thought writing a note because you're too insecure about calling them to let them know, hey, I want
Yeah.
to bring my baby. Like, I would have just not gone because I'm that weirdo that would have been like, oh, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable leaving my kids with some random people I don't know.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm sure my kids would be fine, but like I have the anxiety of that myself. So
Yeah.
anyways, next one. I could do the comment too, but actually I'm going to do the comment. I have two
Okay.
comments that I picked out. The person says, you're the asshole. Your baby sorry. Your baby literally did the thing that the bride and groom wanted to avoid, disrupt the ceremony. You had plenty of time to find a babysitter or other family member to just watch your kid while you went to the wedding, but decided that you were just above the rules. That's how I felt too. And this other person said, I'd have kicked her and the baby out before the ceremony even began.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I was like, ouch. I probably would have been like, if I was the bride and groom, I probably would have been like the subtle, like, kind of pissed me off, like, and then I probably would have been like, yo, this is kind of fucked up.
I'd be like if I saw them walk in, I'd be like, what you doing? Why is that here?
Oh, why didn't you, or didn't you see my RSVP? I wrote a note that I was going to have to bring the baby. I didn't feel comfortable with babysitters.
You should have called, and the answer is no, because I'm busy doing other things and reading your notes.
But I drove all the way over here. Like, I'd have no one to watch the baby now.
That's your fault, not
You know
mine.
what I'm saying? People
I
are
love
just so
this.
fucked
I
up.
love this little like role play thing we just did. That was good. I like it. I like it a lot.
Improv acting, yeah.
That was so good. Oscar worthy.
Yes. I'd like to thank
My anger with babies.
anger with babies, crying at weddings.
Nothing drives me more mad than like you see on TikTok people post like videos of like their first dance or the father-daughter dance and there's a kid running around and I'm like, can someone go snatch up that kid
Control that thing.
because it's triggering me.
Like, there's a time and a place to dance. I'm like that with my kid. I don't know. I'm like that with my kids. I'm like, there's a, structure a little bit.
Time and a
Let them
place
have
to
their-
a dance, and today's not the day to
Well,
dance.
and like in that moment, like of the wedding, like I have a wedding to go to this end of the summer, cousin, and I don't know anything yet about it. Invites haven't even been sent out, but I know I'm going. I know that much about
Yeah.
it. I know it's happening. It's just, anyways, I just know that my kids are going to be a little older, so it's
Yeah.
a much more controlled reign with them. Because John's first wedding, he was
a baby, right?
I was puking that day, and that's when that following Friday is when I found out I was pregnant with Ella. So
Oh my.
it was literally, or that next day. That next day I found out anyways. So it was just like, he was a year old,
Yeah.
I think, or something stupid, young. 10 months old even, 11 months old. There was no run-in in disrupting, not like he was going to, but there was,
Kids, you never
No.
know with them.
But there was a kid there that bit him in the back while they were like getting ready to dance. So it's like there's the
Is he a
opposite
zombie?
sides,
What the fuck?
And John was so upset. I'll never forget that. But I mean, it was fine. And
I don't blame him.
Quill out because I'm fucking.
Of course he's upset. Someone bit him.
Yeah. Anyways, weddings are so fun. There's always it's just always something,
I've been to one wedding, really.
I've been to more funerals in my life than I have been to weddings.
I've been
Guaranteed.
to 0. No, I went to one funeral, and that was our last year in Saskatoon because Jordan's grandma passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rest in peace.
And yeah, that was my first ever funeral. The first wedding I went to Goofin's, but I was a child. I don't really remember anything, so I don't count it really. Yeah. And then my friend got married when we were older, and I think that was my first wedding essentially. But I was a bridesmaid, but yeah.
That's cool. I mean,
so
kinda. I don't know.
I haven't had a lot of wedding/funeral experiences ever.
I've had a lot of funeral experiences and very few wedding. I mean, I've been to more weddings as a child because I think my parents knew more people.
Yeah.
Than I do now, personally. Because I don't get invited to weddings and stuff, personally. I mean, maybe I know I don't. No one's been getting married lately. So,
yeah.
Really. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Let me take a sip of water.
Sip that water.
All right. Am I the asshole for leaving a couple's trip in the middle of the night and ruining the vibe? We need more context, I feel like.
Sorry. So. Could you reread that? Because I was I'm reading Jordan's chat and I completely spaced out.
Oh no, it's fine. She's 100 years old. 100.
Yeah, and then I guess I have been to do because I forgot about my dad's wedding.
Fair, yeah. Okay.
Okay, what's the story?
Am I the asshole for leaving a couple's trip in the middle of the night and ruining the vibe?
No.
Last weekend was he's 26 meal birthday. Was his birthday. Me and my girlfriend of 2 years, Kenzie, 26 female, had plans to get dinner. She came to pick me up from work and her car was packed and my best friend and his wife were in the back seat. To my surprise, she planned a whole weekend away to my favorite lake, rented a sick house on the water and invited all of our friends, her sister and her sister's husband, my friends and their significant others, and a few of Kenzie's friends all arrived Thursday night. It was awesome, and I was stoked for the weekend. We met through my best childhood friend, Grace, who's also 26, but she's a female. Grace and Kenzie were college friends, and I never thought I had a chance. Kenzie is beautiful, and while I'm not ugly, I've always felt like we weren't in the same league. No idea how I got her, and I still don't. Thursday night went well. Friday we swam and hung out at the house most of the day. We started drinking and playing games at night. Kenzie's sister broke out this couples game. Basically, you pick one person in the relationship that fits the description, or it has prompts to engage in debates between couples. Kenzie was pretty drunk by now because she's a lightweight and was drinking most of the night. It was fun till the question of what originally attracted you to your significant other. Kenzie blurted out, "He was safe, and I knew he wouldn't cheat or leave me." I looked at her with a face and was like, huh. She then says, "Yeah, you seemed nice enough, and after my abusive ex, I wanted a safer option." Things got really awakened. I think he meant awkward. Because he wrote awakened, but I think it meant awkward. And her sister quickly read a different card. I was really embarrassed and flustered, so I said I had to pee and walk outside. I called Grace to tell her what happened. Now, Grace is the friend that brought these two together.
Yeah.
She was working and couldn't come. And I called Grace to tell her what happened. And she was working and couldn't come. And she got upset. Think about what happened. I told her I wanted to leave. She said I didn't need to take that and she would be there in the morning to get me. The night died down and Kenzie tried talking to me in front of everyone, but I told her we'd talk about it another time. I decided to pack my bags and sleep on the couch. And before anyone woke up, I left. I texted Kenzie and I told her that I didn't want to fight about what happened and ruin everyone's trip. So I was going home for the weekend and we could talk about it whenever we got home. She blew my phone up Saturday, as did a few of my friends. I decided to go golfing and just turn my phone off. I just didn't want to talk to anyone. When Kenzie showed up at my place Sunday, she was fuming, saying that me leaving early ruined the trip. It was all anyone could talk about, and the whole vibe felt off because the birthday boy was gone. That she felt like a piece of shit, and I didn't give her a chance to explain. And she hardly even remembers what she said to begin with. She rented a boat. I love boating. And felt like I disrespected her efforts and money put together for the trip. I told her that I didn't feel like arguing, so I went home to avoid the drama. She said that it was an asshole move to just bail, and I should have stayed because she put a ton of effort into the trip. Am I the asshole? 8 a.m. edit, which I'm not exactly sure when this was posted, but he said, an edit, "I've had some time to cool off and we are finally going to sit down and talk it out in person about what happened. I'm going to get clarity, hopefully, and see if this is a salvageable relationship. For everyone saying it was just the safe comment, I implore you to read the entirety of what she said. Being called safe and a safer option are two totally different things. Also, the seemed nice enough comment bothered the hell out of me. She tried to speak to me immediately afterwards in front of everyone while still drunk, which is why I didn't want to talk. Will provide updates when possible," which I have not looked back for any more updates. So that is the story. I do have a couple people comments as well, but I'd like to hear your thoughts first. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, if he stayed, it would have just been really awkward, I feel. And they might have had a full-on fight in front of all their friends, which would be really awkward. She, the ass booze, can bring out the truth, which can hurt. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think he's the asshole. It's a shitty situation, but I think he did the right thing.
I would have been this guy. I probably would have left, or I would have fought like right then in front of everybody. Been like, "What do you mean? I'm just a safer option? Like, what the fuck?
What does that even mean?
This was a human relationship. Like, I mean, I understand you went through a shitty situation with your past relationship, but like, I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know. She would have said it to him at one point, probably.
True.
And booze is the truth serum, right?
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna last much longer. Like, that's for sure. It means that she trusts him and feels safe. Yeah, but if that's the only reason, not that he's got a cute butt or nothing like that, like, like, it just because he's a safe option and he's not gonna cheat on me.
So the big thing is like, is he an asshole for leaving the trip early after everything she spent on him and all the, you know, special gestures she did? Um, sure. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
he is the asshole for leaving early, but the alternative would be to perhaps
Have a worse time.
ask her to talk
Yeah.
later. I mean, it wouldn't get far being drunk, but maybe take some private time away from everyone else, because clearly
Yeah.
everyone else was kind of a lot of
They
people at
s- they
least were
saw
recognizing it was awkward.
they saw that what was going on.
I mean, yeah, I think I yeah, they should be able to like talk it out. I mean, and if she was drunk, he should just, I don't know. I don't blame him. I think he did the mentally sane thing to do rather than sitting there, because it sounded like with her level of intoxicity, she probably wouldn't have been reasonable anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That was tricky.
So one of the first comments was, "You're the asshole. This seems like a wild overreaction. She had an abusive ex and thought you were a good guy who would treat her well and value her. What's the problem? You were waiting to hear you're waiting to hear that she's discovered that you're the 2020s versions of Fabio. So you make a huge scene, likely turn her friends against you, which can do some real long-term damage. And then and they were probably talking the whole weekend about how actually she was wrong about her first impressions, and you're actually a shitty guy. I'm not saying you are, but I bet they were. You say in your post, no idea how I got her, and I still don't. Keep this up and she'll correct that, if that ship hasn't sailed already."
She didn't say any of that. I think this person is projecting something
Yeah.
into this situation because she fucking did not say that at
So
all.
this is a response to this comment
Okay.
saying, "I knew he wouldn't cheat or leave me." How did she know? Because she was attractive compared to him?
Yeah.
That's my take of how OP took it. I've literally heard people say this for exactly this reason. He'll be so happy to be dating. Edit, like I said here, this is how OP took it, which is pretty clear from context. I don't think that it was totally absent from her actual reasoning, but I'd wager her friend vouching for him and having met him believed him to be a stand-up guy. Four is probably more of it. So I don't know. I think regardless of how they met or how they like each other,
I think
she's clearly just like, okay, he's safe, but like, what does that mean? Like, he's a good guy?
it was
He's not
Jordan
gonna
that
cheat?
told me a story about a cousin that he has or something. And they purposely chose a guy like she's she's the hot one in like out of the two, and she just I think it was you, Jordan, who told me about this. That was like a cousin, and they got a bunch of like bad partners in the past, and then she knew this guy for a really long time, and like was friends with him, and then decided after so many bad guys, she's just gonna start dating him because she knows that he's a good guy, and could be a good father. So she downgraded essentially to him, just knowing that he's a good guy because they were friends, and knows that he would treat her right even though there was nothing physically attracting them, and he was the safe choice.
Like, I don't know. I need to have an attraction towards somebody.
No, I never told you that.
Versus just having a
Somebody
safe
told me that
choice.
story once. I can't remember who it was, but somebody, I think it was maybe our old manager, like not the past one, but the one past that maybe, that told me that story, maybe. Somebody told me that. I didn't imagine it, I swear.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that at all. Honestly. Yeah. So there's that one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wait, no, it was Chris. Okay.
Was it? Or was it Cher? I don't remember. It was somebody. Somebody told me that story.
He remembers. He remembers.
He remembers now.
All right. Am I the asshole for going off on my husband and his mom for taking and keeping my used pregnancy test?
Gross.
I, a female, 27 female, found out I was pregnant very recently. My husband, who's a male, oh my gosh, I hate to do this, 34 male, and his family are beyond happy and excited. From what I heard, my husband was married 2 times before, but couldn't have kids for 10 years. This is obviously a huge deal for his family because his mom will be a first time grandma with his baby. They threw a celebration dinner for us, and as his mom and I were talking about the baby, she told me about how she already started making memories, started having keepsakes of her grandbaby. I felt a bit confused and asked if my husband bought something for the baby and gave it to her. She said no, but he did bring her my used pregnancy test and gave it to her to use store as a memory for the news, or of the news of my grandbaby's existence. I was floored. I looked at my husband like, "Did you really do that?" He nodded while smiling. Not gonna lie, I felt creeped out, disgusted, and very uncomfortable. After the initial shock, I just went off on both of them, calling what they did creepy and disgusting and highly violating. My husband argued that it was not a huge deal. He just grabbed the test once I got rid of it, put it in a plastic bag, and gifted it to his mom as a keepsake. I told him it made me feel violated and creeped out because that test had my literal pee on it. His mom then said something about taking care of the smell, and I lashed out even more and demanded they get rid of it, but they kept arguing, calling me controlling. Brother-in-law asked me to calm down, but I decided to just grab stuff and go home. My husband started arguing, but about how this is all just an overreaction, and said I ruined his and his family's joy by how I behaved after finding out about the pregnancy test. He said for him and his mom, it's all about the baby, but I somehow made this whole thing about me and hurt their feelings in the process. But that was my literal pee on that test, and I just couldn't help but flip out, even if it ruined their joy for the news. Did I overreact? Am I the asshole?
No, there's that's going over the line.
Way over the. I'd be like, "What are you, a detective? What do you mean? What?
Like-
Because it's in the trash? It's free game? Get the fuck out of here!"
Like, my pee is like, it's not just about the baby. She's carrying the baby, and any feeling she has is valid, and the most important is her feelings about things.
Yeah.
Involving the baby, because she's the one carrying it. Like, that's just weird. That's
I
just,
thought that was a weird story, and I had.
That's
to
also
in there just 'cause I
gross.
was like, "What?" And one of the I didn't save the comments on that one, but I did remember reading one of the comments, and they were like, "If that's how they're going to treat you with the pregnancy test, can you have any foresight on like how they might treat the baby and you? Because
yeah.
adios, muchacha."
Yeah, nah.
Um,
That's whack.
Yeah, way weird. I agree. Am I the asshole for ruining a Father's Day celebration with my foul attitude? I mean,
Me.
maybe.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Navi.
Me too. uh, I turned 30 female, last Saturday. I haven't done anything for my birthday in the past 8 years or so. I'm usually working. Well, this year, my sister-in-law invited me over on my birthday and said she was going to have a barbecue birthday party thing for me or whatnot. It was not even remotely what I wanted to do on my birthday, but I felt like I couldn't say no because she was hosting it and claimed it was for me. Yada, yada. Okay, anti-birthday fun. Got it.
Yeah.
Feel ya.
Yeah, Jordan.
I have years like that sometimes, I'm not going to lie. Other times I'm like, yo, I want my birthday hype. Well, when my husband and I arrived, family members of his that not only have I never met, but he hadn't seen in years, were there. A couple uncles and their wives, as well as other family members that I had met and get along with. My husband was super excited to see all these people that he hadn't seen in years, and at first everything was great, despite me being really overwhelmed. However, I did take into notice that not one single person said happy birthday to me, including my sister-in-law. And she had a banner along her door that said Happy Father's Day.
What?
By about an hour and a half in, And after my sister-in-law begged me to help her host this massive fucking barbecue and help her cook everything,
What?
enough to feed 30 people, I was completely over it. I sat in a lawn chair outside and started browsing my phone. One of the uncles and my sister-in-law sit down near me and goes, "Thanks for having us for Father's Day. This is nice." My sister-in-law then turns to me and says, "Shit, happy birthday." I just said thanks and kept scrolling my phone. The uncle goes, "Oh, happy birthday. You don't look like you're having much fun." So I said, "I'm not. I was told this was a birthday party for me, not a Father's Day celebration. And so I've been hosting instead of enjoying anything when I could be out having a day for myself." He goes quiet and looks at my sister-in-law before saying, "You told us this was for Father's Day." She turns beet red and says I shouldn't be souring the mood over something trivial and that the family is never able to get together like this, so she just combined the two events. So I get up and say, "Yeah, well, that would have worked if you had told people that you were combining events, not just celebrating Father's Day, because no one here is aware that I even exist." I then get in my car and leave. My husband is pissed because he said that I didn't have to make a big deal of it because the relatives he hasn't seen in years now think I'm a drama queen. And he had to overly explain that I was just disappointed and it wasn't a conversation that he should have to have. Am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not. I would
No
be
way.
livid too.
Be pissed.
I'd be so mad.
That's whack.
That is super whack.
I mean, if you're willing to give your day up and it's your birthday and you're not into birthdays and
Yeah.
you want to have a Father's Day celebration,
That's not the agreement, though.
But that's not what happened here, people.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Can I share my controversial opinions on Father's Day and Mother's Day?
Sure.
I think they're as made up as, like, Valentine's Day is. Like, it's literally a Hallmark holiday. Like, Valentine's Day has, like,
100%.
roots in, like, pagan and stuff. Father's Day and Mother's Day got nothing. There's no roots to it. It's just a guilt trip. Like, I still follow the rules. I do what I gotta do for Mother's and Father's Day. Mm-hmm. But deep down inside, I'm like, this is so stupid. We celebrate you on your birthday. We should always appreciate our mothers and fathers. Not just on one day. We should always appreciate them. But they also get a special day on the birthday.
Where's my special day beyond just being a birthday when I don't have children?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, I get to celebrate Mother's Day now, but what about before?
Yeah.
It's just my birthday.
But, like, I don't know. Like,
me day holiday.
Yeah.
We should have, you know?
Like a me day, yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, Mother's Day to me, like, has been soured for, like, a while now. Just because of, you see all these posts about, oh, my mom's the greatest lady in the world, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's great. Good for you. Yeah, I get it. And I'm like, well, I'm not posting that shit. Father's Day is different, like, I have a great, like, relationship with my dad. But there's one year where I forgot Father's Day. I just forgot. And also, I was pretty broke back then, too. And then I wished him a happy Father's Day, like, over text. But I didn't offer to take him out for dinner or nothing. Because I forgot. And, did I hear about that? Did I hear about that? And I'm just sitting there like, does it, like, so?
Yeah, like, how much of this matters?
How much, like, does
Apparently a lot.
To some people, it's a lot. And, like, fine.
Yeah.
Do you, but, like, you know, like, some people poo-poo on, like, a lot of people actually poo-poo on, like, Valentine's Day. And I personally really like Valentine's Day. I just like it. But I'm not going to, like, smother you with my, I'm in a relationship. It's just, I like Valentine's Day. But a lot of people, right, like, I feel like more now are like, I hate it. It's so stupid. And I'm like, so is Father's Day and Mother's Day. But if I said that to certain people, I'm sure that they'll be crawling down my throat.
I don't me and Kona equally don't celebrate, like, Valentine's Day, but we always end up getting each other chocolate.
Yeah.
So, like, we kind of celebrate, but it's like we're like the anti-Valentine's Day, but, like, it works for us.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we don't get super mushy gushy.
But like, there's some people that really shit on
there
it.
are people like, and I used to be one of those people when I'm not gonna lie, before I had someone I like really loved, like I genuinely was like, fuck this holiday. This shit sucks.
Yeah.
You know, whack.
It is whack. But like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying like get rid of all of them. It's just, I don't know, I've
You
like
could do without most of the holidays, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. Like St. Patrick's Day, stupid. Fucking stupid.
Cinco de Mayo, I don't know if you guys celebrate that or not, but
It's like it's in the air, but no one actually does it.
You know,
and I still don't care about
people just get drunk.
I don't want presents for Valentine's Day or nothing like that. I just maybe we cook something special or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, exactly.
Like that one year that I made a meatloaf and I shaped them like little hearts.
Aww.
Like, it's little shit like that I want.
I feel that, because that's shit I would do even though we don't really like Valentine's Day. Between, like, I've talked about it. We're like,
yeah,
exactly how you, like, feel about most holidays. Like, it's kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
Meh. But you're right, though. It does have history to it. So.
Yeah, like, there's actual, like, reasons that Valentine's Day is a thing. It's warped into what it is now. But there is, like, history with it. But, I don't know. Just thought I share, like, because it's a Father's Day story, and I don't know, just the pressure of Mother's Day and Father's Day is so much pressure for some people.
Hate pressure. And I mean, now especially having kids, like, I don't have a lot of, like, extra cash typically, like, take my parents out to a restaurant up here because it's, like, not cheap, and where they want to go, it's, like, really not cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring my kids in a restaurant anyways. Like, fuck that shit. No.
How old?
Can and will, but like, ugh.
How old will they have to be for you to bring them to like a nicer-ish restaurant, do you think?
Honestly, when Ella's like John's age, we'll be fine because they're a year and a half apart.
Okay.
When she's able to like really communicate with me because she's getting there.
Yeah.
She'll talk to me, but it's just, it shows me because I'm like, how much do you understand? Child?
Yeah.
Because she's this tiny 2-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, do you want to, Ella, you ready for dinner? Let's, you know, and she'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, but is it really yeah?
Like,
or are like you just understanding I'm asking you a question? You know?
And you're just answering it.
Yeah. So like, whereas John, sometimes he'll just mindlessly answer and he'll be like, no. And then I'll be like, John, blah, blah, blah. And he'll be like, oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know? Like, wake up, homie. But yeah, with her, so like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think and like, they've been in restaurants. I'm not like hella restrictive on that, but I definitely don't choose to go to, it's just more stressful on me.
I bet.
Than anything else. It's like, fucking sit still.
Anything could happen.
Ella can't sit still, like eating.
Yeah.
She's not in a high chair. I don't want her in a high chair. Maybe I should lock her in a high chair, but I just don't want to. She's like,
so
their little table and they sit together.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and they sit together and they have their meals and it works out great. They have their little kid table, but
love that.
She still gets up and like she grazes, you know, to go like read a book and then come back and eat. You can't do that at a fucking
I love that.
Yeah,
that's so cute. That's really funny.
Yeah, she's a kick in the pants. So
like, I feel like John and Ella, like from my point of view, they're so polar, like opposites. Like, for instance, like when you first had John's always been like present, and like we hear John, we see John, but Ella, I feel like we never see her, and it's
true. And unless you're on like a personal social media of mine, even then that's rare.
Exactly. And like I just think it like from my eyes, it might be completely different from you, but she seems like just more like, I'm gonna stay in my bubble. You and John be like rowdy, crazy people, but I'm gonna be over here, Ella, my way around. And like she's not in, like she doesn't seem to want to be like on the stream and touching the mic. Where John's like, whoa, mic action.
When I'm sitting here off stream midday,
yeah,
you know, because of course when I start stream, I typically ask for privacy. Like, you guys don't come in here like
Yeah,
on me.
but like
Please.
sometimes like you can hear John
Yeah,
doing his thing.
yelling, it's fucking no, daddy.
Where like she like we don't.
She doesn't yell like that as much. You're right.
Yeah, like
She
doesn't
gets
walk
mad.
in. Oh yeah.
There's a spit, but yeah, well, yeah, she doesn't get the opportunity to just walk in while I'm streaming too often. There will be occasional times she'll be upset because she really, really, really loves me. Like when John was born, he got like immediate skin to skin contact with Kona, which still to this day bugs me, but it's because they were like clearing out his
mucus and stuff.
yeah, he had swallowed some amniotic fluid when he was being born, so he was like choking.
Oh my.
They didn't get, and it's really important for the baby to like have skin to skin with the mother.
Yeah.
Like it's an instant bonding. Well, I didn't get that with him. Kona did. But I did with Ella.
Interesting.
Because Kona said that my wound, because I had a cesarean, so it cut me open to give birth. He said my wound was worse with John than it was with Ella. So they kind of had to deal with that or whatever, but I'm still kind of like annoyed that they didn't bring him to me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's obvious John and Kona are like that. John and I headbutting all the time. Me and Ella, dude. And it's funny, and Ella and Kona, they get along really well, actually, I should say. But the same thing John would do to me that Ella does to Kona is like, I'll be like, Ella, give me a kiss, you know, or give me a hug, and she'll do it immediately. And I was like, Ella, give me a kiss, and she'd be like, it's the back of his head.
Oh my
He's
god.
just always like, I'm like, I know how that feels, because John would do that to me since he could like was coherent. He would just be like, no, I want daddy. It's all about daddy. Daddy, 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 daddy.
But he also
So anyways,
fights him too sometimes, right?
They fight, but I'm also with John
More.
obviously more, so
Yeah.
I understand how to work him. And I also don't tolerate it. Whereas Kona's like, well, I haven't seen you all day, and I don't want to fucking, you know, like
chase you away.
I want to be the bad guy, but I also need you to fucking listen, you know. So it's often like, do I have to go get mommy? So that becomes.
I love that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like mommy's gonna show up and she's gonna really give it to you.
Go get mommy. Is mommy gonna come? John, what did daddy say? And then I'm like, well, then listen to daddy. And then he like has to go. I'm like, what? He just knows. I'm just always never gonna take the shit, you know.
Oh
I don't
my
tolerate
god.
it. I'm like, I don't think so.
That's
And
funny.
Ella knows that too.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still learning how to communicate. So like right now, if she wants something she wants, she's not verbalizing it 100% like most kids would, I guess, or I don't know. I think she's developing just fine, but it's just she doesn't have all the words, you know, like John does.
Yeah.
So like she'll get pissed off if, you know, certain things, but she grunts about it versus be like, I don't want that. She'll be like, like mad at me, and I'm just like, like you need to talk to me, or she'll come over to me and get pissed and hit me or something, and I'm like, no hitting, you give hugs. Anyways, so kids. Wow.
Kids.
Anyways, moving on. So we could talk about them for a minute. Hey, with them all the time.
Well, I'm not, so.
It's true. That's true. I don't know how much people like want to hear about my kids, you know?
I don't know. I think they're like interesting because I don't have other friends that have kids. I don't. Yeah. You're the only person I know that has kids.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about kids.
They're fun. I mean, they're kids.
They're kids.
And you just have to work with them, and it's taught me a lot. It's taught me how to be more patient. That's for sure.
Oh, I bet.
I realized how not patient I was before having kids, and I thought I was pretty patient because I was a nanny. Yeah, I could handle it.
But like, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Like,
you don't get to leave at 5.
Exactly. Like I drove bus, and I dealt with kids for like a solid max like 20 minutes per day, essentially.
Even that's
I know that I'm not dealing with the brunt of the work, but some days those kids are struggling. Yeah. And I had to be the patient adult and
they're letting it out
somehow
on the bus.
yeah, they're rowdy. It's the end of the school day. There's been a fight during lunch, and now they gotta fight it out on the bus. Like, yeah. But I know that I've dealt with like this much of what a parent deals with, like the tiniest sliver. Like I know it's nothing, but I'm not equipped for that. I'm not trained.
It's a lot. I will say, one kid is way different than two.
Yeah.
Way different. I mean, obviously, and I feel like that sounds like a dumb statement, but it is legitimate. Like,
They're so different.
one kid is way different than two. Like, if you're just a single parent, sure, it can be difficult, especially maybe depending on the child. No doubt about that. But like, it's significantly easier to maintain, in my opinion, one child over two children or more.
Yeah,
Just
and
my
like
opinion.
the ages too. Like I dealt with like 12 from ages like 5 to like 12.
I mean, mostly, thankfully, everyone's distracted with each other, but still.
Yeah, and
You know what I
but
mean?
you got to give each one like
So.
different attentions. Like the younger ones, you got to be real gentle with them, and some of them are really shy, so you got to like win that trust.
Yeah,
And then
work 'em, warm
and then
'em up.
and then some of them, like the older ones that are like 6, 7, 8, 9, they're like they want to be like your best friend. Like
Yeah.
you'll be right there next to you, telling you about their whole day. And then you have like the older kids where some of them are chatty, but some of them are like, I'm too cool for this. And then you gotta like
Talk
kind of
to you.
win over. Like I'm not just some bus driver. I'm actually like pretty. Like I'm not an old bus driver. I know you kids
I'm just
essentially.
chilling.
I'm just chilling, doing my bus
youthful.
drive. I know the youths.
I'm youthful. It's all good, people. Don't judge
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Don't judge me. I'm not like a old lady. I'm in my 20s, okay? Like it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Young bus drivers were the best being a kid. I don't know. And I like some of the older ones too, but the young ones were always just like, yes, cool.
Yes.
Got a hip one. you
Yeah,
know?
like I cared so much about like holidays during bus driving because I'm like I want to like Halloween. I was more shocked that I was the only bus driver in my lot who dressed up.
Wow.
And I was really ashamed
upset.
ashamed of the rest of them, honestly, because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're driving around kids. Like when they saw me dressed up as Tigger, it literally made their day.
That's so
Like
cool.
they're like, you're Tigger. Like they ran on the bus and they're all dressed up and we're all just having a good time. But nobody dressed up for
Right.
Halloween.
Weird.
It was weird. I expected everyone, and then I felt really self-conscious going, oh my god,
Oh,
no
I
one.
wouldn't- I mean,
no one else is dressed up.
they're just fuddy-duddies in that sense then.
But they
Come
were
on.
but they were all like, yes, dress up. And I'm like, why aren't you dressed up then if you're excited about me dressing up? Why didn't you do it?
The heck?
It was weird.
Yeah, that's whack.
Whack.
Yeah. Kids, man.
Kids.
But Ella you're right. She is kind of like on the outside a little bit. There was definitely a lot more John to start. But
Yeah.
with lockdown and everything, I just didn't put as much of her on social media. But I have a shitload of pictures of her on my phone. That's for
I bet.
sure.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not like saying that you don't
No, yeah. No,
like
yeah,
her
for sure.
as much. Like
Like my poor kid. This is like a legit meme that you see, like the first kid. It's like all the picture
Photos.
frames and then this and then that, and the second kid,
not that much.
crickets.
Crickets, yes.
Straight up, poor thing.
I feel that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, kind of like I was like an only child, but also the second child. So like I have a weird.
I was the second child, but
Middle
Goofin reveals something in my life. I don't know if like you remember this, that she revealed this. That as a kid I had
Oh yeah, I remember that.
leg braces, and that's why there's not many pictures of me, because she thought if she took pictures of it I would be embarrassed by it. But what ended up happening was I literally didn't know I had leg braces until she told me,
Wow.
like last year I think was when this came out.
That was
Like I
I'm
literally
trying to remember,
didn't
it might have
know.
even been the earlier part of this year or something.
Could
like
have
that.
been. I don't know,
Maybe
but
it was last year.
it might have been last year, I think.
I
And
do remember it was on stream, and I was just like,
And-
just finding out about this, like, fuck.
I'm literally
I'm
just
sorry.
finding out about this, and I'm like, it makes sense because yes, there's pictures of me, but there's not as much as my sister, and I'm just like, oh, it's just because I was a second child, but it's because I had like leg braces, and
Oh, interesting.
my privacy. They didn't take pictures, but I literally never knew about it until I was like 28 years old.
What the heck? Now that's messed up.
That is weird. And then I called my dad, and he's like, I don't know, I just never thought to mention it. And I'm like, but I feel like
my family's weird. It's like, oh, this is the shit that was going on with you. Like, I had clubfoot, and they cut my foot, and I knew all about it from the fucking moment
I had
was born,
leg braces on my legs to straighten them or whatever the hell it was, or my hips. I can't remember what she told us, but I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Never knew.
I mean, to
and
me,
like, there's
the only
no
thing that I think
pictures
the thing
at
that
all about it.
messes me up is you found out that moment. It wasn't like
On stream.
yeah. Like, I was like learning about this too, and I was like, this is like a personal thing to learn about. Like, I kind of in my mind. But I mean, everyone's different, so it's just like, I would have wanted to know if I had braces on my legs.
I thought it would be interesting. That's for sure. Like, my legs are just fine now. Like, there's nothing
legs,
wrong with me. My like my legs are straight enough as it is. Like, there's nothing to give me any signs that this was a thing at all. Like, weird.
I'll do a quick little show off of Ella.
She looks so big now. I swear, like, the last time that I saw her, like, on stream, she was a baby. Like, that's what it feels like.
She hasn't been on stream in days, so, like, clearly I don't stream very often anymore, because when she was born, it was literally the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
May 20th. So, that's where I, like, went on my, she's a COVID baby, all, like, upset about that, which I know it's not because she didn't, it was just the timing.
Yeah.
But I did go on my rage pants about that. But
yes.
I didn't have time to, like, really bring her on stream because it was just a lot of kid, and John is always naked. Not naked, he wears his underwear, but he's always shirtless.
Yeah.
He hates wearing clothes. And it's just like,
I
can't have that battle, Like, yo, I'm streaming. There's weirdos on the internet, and I can't have you just being half naked on stream. And, like, my TikTok actually almost got banned because dumbass.
Right. When they're on the snow, right? Or whatever. No, he's biking.
This one, I was giving him some whipped cream, and I didn't think about it because I watched this other TikTok, and it was like how to deal with a toddler tantrum, and they stuck, like, squirt whipped cream in their mouth, and the kid stopped crying.
Yeah.
It, like, made me laugh because I was like, that's so legit. But of course, it's a little kid who's fully clothed. My dumbass takes a video of John, and it doesn't show his naked, like, whole body, but it shows, like, his collarbone and up.
Yeah.
So it's clear that he doesn't have a shirt on, but you don't see nipple, you don't see, like, anything, but he's clearly doesn't have a shirt on, right? And I, like, just squirt the whipped cream in his mouth, and that was it. And we were laughing. I think it might have even been, like, a slow-mo, because we've been into doing slow-mos and, like, time-lapse, because he's really into Sonic right now, so he's, like, wanting to go fast. I'm like, here, I'll let you go fast. Run to that area and back, and I'll do a time-lapse. So when he comes back, he's like, hey, you see it? Oh, yeah. And I'll be like, look how fast you went. And he's just like, so I get Ella in on it too, but that almost got me banned. It's like, this violated our terms of service. Like, if you have another violation, we're gonna have to ban you from doing something. I can't remember what I was posting, or I don't know. Doing some interactions, and I was just like, John, you're not allowed on any more of my TikToks. Get out of here.
Get out of here, child.
Get out of here. What the heck?
Aw, that's sad.
I mean,
so
I just
weird.
gotta make sure you're clothed, but
and like the internet, like, you never know what weirdos are out there too.
And I have to recognize that. I get it, but like I didn't think about it at that moment because it was innocent to me.
Yeah.
It was totally innocent. Like, I was like, no big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like as much skin as you're seeing me show without the straps. Like, honestly, it wasn't.
You're an adult.
It was a child. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, sorry, kid, I'm putting you out there for the weirdos. So I just that shit. Didn't mean to do that. Yikes! Awkward. It's like that Homer Simpson.
Yeah, with the bush.
With the bush. That's exactly how I felt after that.
Yes.
All right. Should we do some more Am I the Assholes? How are we feeling?
I think like maybe like one or two more.
We'll do one more. Let's do one more. This one,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like 9:34. It's getting kind of
Yeah.
up there, and good. So then I can save a couple of the ones that I didn't read for next week. So I'm gonna do one
Fun.
that I didn't read.
Yeah.
So we're both gonna be equally surprised.
Do it.
Now bear with me because I
You're
don't know
reading it
what.
for the first time.
Well, that and like I'm seeing as I'm kind of like skimming. I'm not reading it, but I'm skimming through, seeing there's a lot of time. But it's military time, so like give me
Oh, dear
like
Lord.
I'm gonna be like
Help
1800,
me.
1930. So I'm just gonna be saying the military time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be saying actual like I'm not translating it basically
Okay.
because I'm not here.
I
for
know that
so,
that 13 is 1
yes.
and 15
So-
is 3.
I'm already fucked because I'm gonna end up being
I'm
like, okay,
bad.
well then, okay, so I'm gonna be translating this, but bear with me because I'm gonna try not to.
Okay. Go for it.
Anyways, am I the asshole for getting a guy kicked out of the gym? So vague. I hate it kind of. That's the whole point of these. So 19 female. She did it. Most people do female 19 or whatever. They put the
Yeah.
F first. I like the 19F. Okay.
Yeah.
So 19 female, am home from the summer from university where I normally use the gym. And since I'm 19, I joined Planet Fitness as they have the free for 14 to 19. That sounds cool.
That's cool.
I would normally go from 9:30 until 11 and work out, learning about the various machines and meeting new people. The problem arose when I noticed this guy, 40-ish male, was always near me when working out and often watching me. If I was on one machine, he would be directly across from me. When I would move to when I moved down a machine, he moved down too. I thought it was a coincidence, so I let it go, even though it really creeped me out. Completely creeped me out.
Ugh.
Until one day, I moved all the way across the gym to another machine. He followed me. 5 minutes passed, and I realized that I forgot my water bottle, so I wiped down my machine and head back, deciding to work on a different machine altogether. A minute later, and he is near me again, just one machine away. I don't want to cause a scene, so I just change what time I go to the gym. He normally left right before or after me, so I assume he had the same gym schedule. I started working out from 1800 to 1930. I got a week of peace. So
So 6.
from
Till-
6 to 7:30, dinner time.
Yeah. Yeah. People are going to be like, you guys are so dumb. You don't know what
Hey,
time it is.
Subtract 2 and lose the 1. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not fantastic at math, but I mean, hey, I think I can do that one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Then he was there again every single day. He continued following me around. So I went and told the person at the desk that they watched the guy for So I went and told the person at the desk and they watched the guy for a few days. They kicked him out and told him that he wasn't welcome back. When I left, he was waiting outside and he yelled at me that it was my fault for getting him kicked out and that I have to go back inside and explain that it was all a big mistake. He told me that Planet Fitness was the only gym he could afford, and so now he wasn't able to work out. I got in my car and started crying, so I called my sister because I wanted to calm down before driving anywhere. I explained, and she told me that the guy was right and I should help him because everybody deserves the chance to work out, and maybe he was just crushing on me and didn't know how to show it. She also said that I should give him the chance to apologize and tell the Planet Fitness that he should be able to come back. I also told my friends, and they said that I was being an asshole because he could just have the same workout schedule as me and use the similar machines that I do because we are working on the same muscles. Could I have been wrong or hasty in getting him kicked out? Should I have let it go? Am I the asshole that he can't work out anymore?
No, your sister and your friends are assholes.
Thank you.
But she should have, like, maybe said something to him directly going, what the fuck, dude?
Okay.
Why
this
do you
day
keep
and age,
moving
like,
with me?
I get it. Maybe she was afraid to say something. Like,
Yeah. I couldn't help
maybe?
myself, probably.
I equally have been like, yo, you good? I literally would have approached that person that way. If I noticed they were like coming everywhere out, if it was going
Following
everywhere
me?
I was going, I would have been like, so you from around here?
Yeah.
Like, I would have said something to encourage conversation or made a joke or literally anything, because I'm awkward like that. I'm like weird and like nervous and like, why are you following me? And like, then I probably would have said something to someone if they continued to be odd and didn't like respond
Like, she's not in the wrong.
or
Let's
whatever.
be
Like,
clear here.
yeah, I definitely don't think this girl is in the wrong. I think she did the right thing in the circumstance. At the same time, she could have maybe said to the guy, like,
You're making me uncomfortable.
you're making me uncomfortable.
Leave me alone.
Or just, I don't know, because that's a circumstance that could be, just
But
do
he's
that.
moving machines, like the same
I just
machine.
think that's so creepy. And then to yell at her, like, it's your fault that I can't work out now. I don't know. I just think there's a whole earth out there you can work out on.
Seriously.
And around. That you don't need a Planet Fitness for that. That's like way cheaper, like free.
Yeah.
But that's
like a
just me.
park, maybe.
I literally have seen someone walking in my neighborhood carrying a log of wood and like weights on her ankles, like working out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like lifting the log up while she's going up a hill and shit. Like,
Jesus.
you can work out for free just fine. I mean, I understand sometimes the machines are like nice to have. Don't get me wrong.
It's
But
helpful.
if you're not gonna like, at least say something.
Like, she
to
changed her
too.
time.
Yeah, and you're there at her time after that. Like, that's fucking weird. At least if the guy, I think he should at least acknowledge her and say something like, "I like to do the same rep. I hope I'm not making you feel weird."
Yeah.
By switching off,
But some men are
stupid. Have a
stupid.
decent flow. Like, it's true. He could say something. I'm just coming from a woman's perspective, of course.
Definitely.
He
But
could
men
say
are
something
super not
along
aware.
those lines. Yes, you're right. I also just find this guy was heavily creepy for not taking a hint when she was switching.
Seriously.
So, that's just showing that he doesn't know how to stop or say no, and that's something that's really important.
Yeah.
Or like understand like signs that no means no, or like just like, I'm clearly giving you the body language of back off.
Yeah. And her sister and friends are assholes. They don't even know this guy. You should be taking your sister and friend's side, okay?
Like, I would be like, where is this guy?
Yeah. I'm
like if I lived near her, I'd be
I would have
like,
like, I'm gonna come next.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
like, what the fuck? Where is this guy? Give me my leg warmers. Where's my fucking
sweatband?
Yeah, let's go. I'd be fucking pumping iron, staring at the guy like, hey,
do you want to fuck me? Like, fuck with me?
you gonna change machines now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What? Anyways, that's the last Am I the Asshole for tonight. I have 3 more saved up for next time.
Look at that.
So that's exciting. I'll add a couple more, but I liked the. Well, I'll definitely get more of the. Would you rather?
Yes.
I'm looking for other things. I'm trying to think of other things that would, but I think questions and like,
the would you rather was really good. I really
Definitely
like that segment.
Yes, that was great. I agree. That was fantastic.
So good.
Well, I think we're going to call it for tonight here. I just want to remind everybody our socials. TikTok is Wawta_podcast, I think. Right?
Yeah, I have a
Remember.
socials.
Oh, look at that. There's our socials. Twitter.com/Wawta_podcast. TikTok.com/Wawta_podcast. No underscore.
And
Those
then
are our 2 places you can find.
YouTube's Wawta podcast.
Which is Wawta podcast as
solid
well.
word.
Yeah, I think so too. Check them out. Make sure to. I mean, we get a lot of interactions through TikTok, but we'd love to see more comments on our videos. So if you like anything and you have something to say about it, please do it because we want to talk about it. So
yeah,
this is too much fun. What are we talking about? We don't know. Next week,
I don't know.
find out.
Who knows?
Next find out. I don't know. I'm
Soup
Khalees.
Poop. And I'm Chelly.
Soup Poop.
Soup Poop.
Hopefully not flying sacks of shit.
No. Nah, let's not hurt ourselves next week.
Last week was a brutal one on that front, or the one before that actually. But
Yeah.
last week was our recovery week. But
Yes.
anyways, we just want to thank you guys for being here and joining joining us on this lovely podcast adventure we're on. This has been so much fun. Yeah, well, we had 20 minutes of flame and poo discussion because it's like, which one?
That's
a Wawta.
That's a Wawta. That's a Wawta. Wawta Wednesday.
Wawta Wednesday.
Well, yeah.
Fucking dorking out.
Well, hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll be active on our socials. And yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday with some more Wawta Wednesday podcast.
Also, if you have a chance, follow our personal channels.
I don't think I have a button for that yet, virtually.
It's okay, you don't have to. They are our names you see on our screens, twitch.tv. You can find all our socials on our page there.
Yes.
As well. Support. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.